heart of your teams, the heart of Michigan. Bally Sports Detroit, the heart of the fan.
The great state of Michigan has called Lansing its capital since 1847 and served as the seat of power of the state's affairs. On this Football Friday, we're just 8 miles north of the Capitol Dome and maybe the seat of power of high school football. This is DeWitt, Michigan, and it's only fitting that the hometown Panthers are celebrating homecoming. And all are welcome back tonight as DeWitt looks to showcase why they're the defending state champs. But the rivals from up the road in Grand Ledge are determined to put a damper on the festivities. We have got a showdown in the capital area on this edition of Football Fridays. It's the DeWitt Panthers and the Grand Ledge Comets, and it's right now on Bally Sports. On just an absolutely beautiful night for football in mid-Michigan, we've got a great one tonight. It's homecoming in DeWitt, Panthers against Comets. Alongside Rob Rubick and the rest of our great Bally Sports crew. Evan Stockton with you. We'll hear from Brooke Fletcher in just a second. Rob, where in the world would you rather be than DeWitt, Michigan tonight? It is absolutely gorgeous, and we got a great football game coming up.
We got weather. We got a 4-0 versus a 3-1 matchup. We have tailgating. We had Herman Moore. The legendary 84 was a little better than this 84 was for the Lions, so it's perfect. It's set. Now all we need is these two teams do their part, Evan, and give us a spectacular game.
Now, look, we're looking for an awesome performance from the DeWitt Panthers tonight. The defending Division III state champions were just a rocket ship last season. A 40-30 victory in the state championship game over the River Rouge Panthers. DeWitt knocks off the defending state champs, and guess what, Rob Rubick? That rocket ship, a lot of their pieces are back this season, and they're going to star again tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of fuel cells left for that rocket ship. But let's not forget about Coach Zimmerman. Rob Zimmerman has done an unbelievable job in DeWitt over the past 20 years. He came so close, as we talked about, to getting that championship. But really put him over the edge is Jimmy's and Joe's. He's a great program from the youth up. He gets guys in it, but now he's got some difference makers, some playmakers. You look at, Ty Holtz getting it done. You have Tommy McIntosh. You have Nick Fledger. These are guys that are game changers, playmakers. And when you have those type of guys with the program that you set up, as Rob Zimmerman has, that's why you have success.
Now, look, if Grand Ledge is going to hang in this game, and by the way, the Comets are an outstanding football team. They're 4-0. They're going to have to score some points, Rob. And guess what? Grand Ledge has got the pieces to score some points tonight.
Well, they really do. We got a chance to talk to head coach Joe Bry, and he pointed out, we can score points. If you look at their schedule, they've put a lot of points up on the board, and they're going to need to today. This DeWitt team is going to score. What coach needs to do is score on almost every possession, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, because I think it's going to take 40 to win this. The good news for Grand Ledge is they're capable of putting 40 up on the board, Evan. They really are. You got some big receivers. You got Teddy Williams. You look at this tight end / wideout, and Jeff Kolb can also throw the football around. So they have some weapons of their own. I know we give DeWitt a lot of love, but Grand Ledge comes in here with the idea that they're going to come away with the W.
Now, look, there is a lot of excitement on this field behind us tonight, but there's a ton going on off the field as well. For more on that, let's toss it over to Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, guys, we've been to schools all across the state of Michigan with unique atmospheres, but this is our first homecoming game. Yeah, it's HoCo Week here at DeWitt High School, and the Panthers have been celebrating in a big way. They decorated the school throughout the week, and earlier today, they also had their homecoming parade. You might have recognized our very own Herman Moore. He was the grand marshal in the parade. We also had the homecoming court on their floats, and two names you'll hear a lot tonight, Ty Holtz and Bryce Debri. They are on the homecoming court as well. We'll have to check in at halftime to see if they won. But listen, this is a highly anticipated game because it is homecoming. But also, like you guys had mentioned, Grand Ledge, they're coming in hot. They're undefeated this season, and they're taking on the reigning state champs. And with big games like this, you can expect a big crowd. And that's exactly what Coach Zimmerman is expecting here tonight. Probably one of the biggest crowds this stadium has ever seen. So, guys, you can expect an electric atmosphere here tonight.
Brooke, we cannot wait. Our Football Fridays tour across our great state takes us to DeWitt. Panthers, Grand Ledge Comets, coming up next on Bally Sports. the football. Fledger made the catch. We have got a barn burner in the capital area tonight. Comets, Panthers from DeWitt High, and my goodness, Rob Rubick, look at that student section. They are fired up. It is homecoming night. These DeWitt Panthers, the defending state champs, have got these guys at the task tonight. The head coach for the Grand Ledge Comets, Joe Bry, in the midst of his third season, an 11-10 record, a guy who's an alum, a very proud alum of this program. He's trying to get them back to where they once were.
And Coach Bry is kind of laying in the weeds here a little bit. I don't think a lot of people are giving him much of a chance here tonight, even though he comes in at 4-0. A lot of people are saying, well, a little bit of a soft schedule. DeWitt's played the better schedule. But Coach Bry understands football, and he's been around it long enough that anything can happen. You win the turnover battle, you have a great opportunity. And that man right there, what he's done in 20 years, Evan, is really almost second to none in the state of Michigan as far as high school coaches. A Hall of Fame high school coach there. And also a Hall of Fame man. We had a chance to visit with him again prior to the game. Very accessible, which makes our job a lot easier.
Finally got the monkey off their back last year. These DeWitt Panthers, the defending state champs in D3. Grand Ledge out of D1 looking to spring an upset tonight. They're undefeated, 4-0. Let's all take a breath and soak in the sights and sounds of a Friday night in mid-Michigan. Nick Fledger back deep, the Air Force commit, ready to bring this one back. Grand Ledge will kick it deep. They're in white, DeWitt in the home navy blue. Christian Legal, the junior, who's a part-time football player. He's on the soccer team as well. It's all teed off. And we're rocking and rolling on a Friday night from DeWitt. Up man, Bryce Debri on the return, and Bryce is surging across the 30. It'll be excellent starting field position for the DeWitt Panthers. In the open, we called this offense, Rob Rubick, a rocket ship, and the man at the controls of this ship toward the end zone time and time again, Ty Holtz, one of the finer quarterbacks in this state.
Yeah, really doesn't get the credit he deserves. Number 5, Ty Holtz. He is a complete quarterback. The only thing that he doesn't have is better genes in the sense that he's only 5'10". If he was 6'2" or 6'3", he would be a Division I quarterback, in my opinion.
Now look, this guy is outstanding
at
this
everything.
level of football. 10 passing touchdowns, nearly 400 rushing yards, and 5 touchdowns, Rob. He leads the team in both categories. Ty starts left side, spinning across the 35. A good solid gainer for DeWitt on first down. All right, let's get a look at the rest of the DeWitt offense tonight. These Panthers coming in with a record of 3-1. The guy we got to focus on tonight, Rob, on the offensive line, it's the right guard, Tyler Nordman, who lost nearly 40 pounds in the offseason. Rob Zimmerman cannot say enough good things about him.
Comes from a very athletic family.
And Tommy McIntosh, the future Wisconsin Badger. Big target on the outside for Ty. He's flipping near side, and it's caught. Bryce Kearns, a first down and more into Grand Ledge territory. Bryce had an outstanding week 1 against Traverse City Central. 4 touchdowns in the season opener. All right, here's the Grand Ledge defense that is trying to slow down this DeWitt high-powered offense tonight. Keep your eye on that guy, middle of your screen, Nate Edlin. Guy who's had a brother and a sister star athletically at Grand Ledge. He will be all over the place tonight. We know you love old school guys, Rob. Look at that. Nate Edlin, no gloves, man. He's ready to go. Holtz running right into the teeth of that D. If Grand Ledge is going to hang in this game, they have to get a surge like that at some point tonight.
Yeah, and here's the problem when you talk about this rocket ship offense. It's really not in the sense of that huge strike. What it is it's balance. They can run the ball with Holtz and Debri, and they can also throw and go up top with a plethora of really good receivers. And this is it. When you talk about stopping this team, DeWitt Panthers, you got to defend the bone, no laundry, and also you got to let the Panthers hunt and let them eat a little bit.
Debri up the middle, gaining a few more and setting up a third down and medium for DeWitt. Here we go, Rob. A big opportunity for Grand Ledge to get off the field and get their own high-powered offense onto the field in a tie ball game early.
Well, here's kind of pick your poison. So you force them into a third and medium. Now it brings Tommy McIntosh in the game and Kearns as well. They got even Warner at the tight end and Nick Fledger. So you got a lot of weapons at disposal now. Coach Bryce said he needs to get pressure. One of the keys is, can they pressure up front, stay in their lanes? Because if you don't have good discipline, Ty Holtz will tuck it and go.
Here's a 3rd down 4. Give. Debri short of the first down. Edlin on the stop. Here you go. Big decision for Coach Zimmerman early. You going for it here or you punt?
No, I absolutely go for it. When you have an offense that he has, with the amount of weapons he has, you go for it. The reason he's going to have to go for it is because of a really good job by Edlin's reading that quickly, coming in from his offside linebacker position, scraping and filling quickly. Now it sets up a 4th and 4. And play clock's going to be running down here. Going to have maybe a little bit of urgency, but as we thought, they were going to go for it.
Big early play. And a primetime game on a Friday night. It's 4th and short. Play action. Holtz with time. Near side, it's caught. Tommy McIntosh got the foot down. Move those sticks.
And that's just execution.
Tommy McIntosh, the future Wisconsin Badger. Rob, what a play here to keep the drive alive.
And you hold the linebackers, a little bit of play action, the Debri, and you got a 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", even that's some scouts' measurements. This is a kid that's going to go to Wisconsin, and I think eventually they may move him down inside with tight end. The way they use flex tight ends, put 20 pounds on the kid, he'll be a weapon.
Pitch, Flegler across the 30-yard line up near the 28. That's what makes this DeWitt offense so darn good, is almost at will they can gain 4 or 5 yards and keep themselves ahead of the chains and drives, Rob.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They're so efficient, you just said, on first down. It gives you so many opportunities on second to do what you want. You can run again, you can throw, you can go deep, you can go short. It just keeps the playbook open. And all teams that are very good offensively win first down.
Oh, power O on 2nd down and medium. Debri again running into the teeth of the Grand Ledge line. A nice surge for Bryce. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. You impressed by this Grand Ledge surge from the defensive line? They are undersized against DeWitt.
They are undersized. Now, they got a little bit of size inside with Ryan Beatty, number 78. He carries a little bit. And also, you see him bring in number 72, Logan Costello. You know, Logan's no hummingbird either now. We look at Logan, he's 6'2", 320. So you got a little bit of clogging up in the middle, but they're athletic. They're not very big at the linebacker position either, but they are athletic and get by blocks and make plays.
Look at Ty Holtz. That is not an ordinary QB sneak. Into the red zone go the Panthers.
And Coach Zimmerman's looking at that thinking, well, maybe we'll just run quarterback sneak every play the rest of the game, because that's when they're bigger running gains for the afternoon. And that's just Ty Holtz showing that why he averages what he does in the running game. He's a physical runner. A lot of the Grand Ledge Comets are trying to pull on the ball. Well, when you got a runner like that, you better pull on his legs and get him down, because he will take you for a ride.
Right behind the block of Tyler Nordman, the right guard who Coach Zimmerman loves. Debri up the middle for a few more. The aerial assault for DeWitt so far has been kept in their back pocket. A lot of old school football here to start.
Old school or smart. I call it smart. If you're running the football, why throw it? And most coaches will tell you, I'll never throw the ball if I don't have to. It's a lot safer to run it. And they're having success running the ball. What's difficult if you're Grand Ledge, though, right now is that they are running it. You're starting to sneak up a little bit. Now you have to play honest outside, or they will get up and over the top of you.
Here they go again. Bryce Debri untouched. Fire that Panther. It's a DeWitt touchdown. This DeWitt offense looks like an absolute machine at times. Bryce Debri, his 5th touchdown of the year.
And you look during the course of that drive, how many different individuals they use. But that's just a great job inside by Matthew Neff, Tyler Nordman, and Jaden Hall, creating a seam. Debri just took it and ran to the opening. Never got a hand laid on him the entire run. That's winning up front with your offensive line.
Brandon Soltis on to tack on the PAT. The DeWitt Panthers known for going to the air. This drive to start the ball game, nothing fancy. Right up the gut. One of the best teams in the state of Michigan, rocking and rolling on a Friday night. Bryce Debri to the house. Panthers all over the Comets early. They're loving it on homecoming night in DeWitt. We're back in a moment on Bally Sports.
welcome back. Panthers are up 7-0 here in the first quarter. One of the most unique things about DeWitt Memorial Stadium is the fire-breathing Panther. Yeah, you heard that right. And it's been around since 1988. It was given by former teacher Ray Unger. And since then, it's been a high school football icon here in the state of Michigan. Now, let me give you a lowdown on what it does, all right? Every time the Panthers score a touchdown, there's somebody in the press box that press a button that triggers fire to come out of the Panthers' mouth, along with this really loud siren. Now, of course, I wanted to get in on the action. So before the game, I went up to the booth and gave it a try. And let me tell you, that siren gets loud, you guys. I can tell why visitors don't like it when they come here.
Yeah, Brooke, they don't like it for a couple of reasons. One, it's loud and it's very in your face. And two, the offense is outstanding for DeWitt. Ty Holtz in that offense marched right down the field, Rob, to score.
You just got scored on, and that's just a reminder of you just allowed your opponent to get a touchdown. And a very, mostly running the ball. As we said, we saw the one pass to McIntosh outside, but mostly on the ground. And you're going to see a lot of that. If Grand Ledge can't be more stellar against the run, I guarantee Coach Zimmerman, he doesn't have an ego. He doesn't have to say, well, we got to throw for 300 yards. He'll do what works, and so far it's been the run game.
Nick Fledger boots it away with his left foot. Jody Maynor on the return. How about this? Jody Maynor into the open field. Down the sidelines he goes. What a response from Grand Ledge. Back to the house on the kickoff. The question is, did he stay in bounds? If he did, it's 90 plus to the house and a ball game in DeWitt. They have ruled that he stepped out of bounds. The Grand Ledge fans cannot believe it. Oh my goodness, Sean Foster awfully close to taking this all the way back. Joe Bry, calm in demeanor on the sidelines after nearly a game-changing play is taken back. Rob, let's watch it again.
Well, Foster's a good job. I think what happens is DeWitt respects the fake the blue way too much, and then Foster uses speed. Then he get one man to beat here, and he just dead legs Flegler. And we're going to see right in here, they say he stepped out of bounds. He looks good there. Toe, it's hard to tell. Maybe really hard to tell on that angle.
It's
but
close.
The official was right there. Now, he was having some help from the DeWitt sidelines, but he had the best look in the stadium, and he said he stepped out of bounds, so we'll take his word for it.
Oh, my goodness, Sean Foster, how close was he? Jeff Kolb, the quarterback on first down, has got time, and it's picked! Bryce Debri wrangled down with a flag behind the play. What a change of events, my goodness.
And that's just too easy for Debri. Kolb was locked in on trying to get the ball to the deep post here, and he just locks in 21. We're going to take a look here on the replay. 21's going to come into your screen. Wait till we get the call here in the field.
An illegal block in the back on the returning team. It will be DeWitt's ball, 1st and 10.
Now you're going to see Debri, when you look at the replay here, he's going to be to your left, 21, and he just stands in there. What an athletic play. Reaches with his left hand, but just locked in. Kolb was locked in on Foster the entire play. And we'll get another look here. Debri just reaches. He reads it. You also see Holtz going there. Nice job getting his hand in the way and then deflecting. That's what's nice when you see these kids that play both ways in high school like Debri. He's very athletic. He's a running back. You know he can make plays, and that time he makes an offensive play on the defensive side of the football.
I mean, look, that is an incredible play by Bryce Debri. Kudos to him, but just what a turn of events in this game. You go from Sean Foster thinking he took a kick back to the house. Literally the next play a pick, and DeWitt has the ball in plus territory. All right, Ty Holtz, what can you do here with the lead and the football?
Now do they go for the quick strike after the turnover? You try to get Tommy McIntosh deep.
That's what they're thinking. Holtz loads up. Look at this spiral. Incomplete. Looking for McIntosh. Outstanding defense by Caden Walsh. He's 5'9", giving up inches and pounds to Tommy McIntosh. This is one darn good play.
We thought we'd see this. A lot of teams, after the turnover, they go for the quick strike, and had a feeling they looked for number 10, the Wisconsin commit. But what a great job getting back, making a play by Caden Walsh, locating the football and stripping at the perfect time.
And look, Grand Ledge has an outstanding coaching staff. They understand, like you were thinking, okay, sudden change, DeWitt's taking a shot. They put Caden Walsh on an island with McIntosh, and their guy just made a play. Holtz trying again. Near side, caught for the first. Flegler busting tackles. Nick Flegler inside the 30.
A nice job by Flegler, but man, I like where I see where the ball's coming from. Ty Holtz, that ball comes out clean and it comes out hot, it comes out flat. This kid can throw the football. And the number one thing you have to be as a quarterback at any level, Evan, I'm not going to put you on the spot because you may not know, but if all things you have to be as a quarterback, you have to be accurate. I don't care what level, high school, college, or the professional level, and he is extremely accurate, so he's ahead of the game in that sense. We'll get a quick look here. He sets, throws on rhythm, ball gets there, perfect. Very catchable ball.
On the ground again. Debri across the 25, near the 23, 22. Talk about Holtz and the accuracy. I'm going to give Ty Holtz the greatest compliment of his life. I'm about to compare him to Tom Brady. Lord knows that Tom Brady does not have the athleticism that other quarterbacks do, but he's been able to last so long in the league because of his accuracy. You're as accurate as Ty Holtz is, you're going to make a lot of excellent plays for your team.
Yeah, Tom also has great pocket presence. He makes the pocket a lot bigger than it is because he can step up, step right, step left, buy time. Uh-oh.
Debri,
another one.
Just leaning into bodies. It is a powerful attack for these Panthers right now.
Coming in, and we in the open, we talked about all the skill kids. But I'm seeing why this DeWitt team offensively is good. You start up front where you got Schaefer, Nordman, and Neff, and Hall, and Dennis. These guys are good. Good high school teams usually have a good offensive line coach. They coach well, and they block as a unit, and that's what DeWitt does.
Flegler, 2 hands on that football. Low leg drive down to the 10. He goes. Just another drive for DeWitt that eats into the confidence of Grand Ledge. They're leaning on him play after play.
And, Grand Ledge right now, the double team does a great job. So we're going to watch inside. They're trying to bury at the point of attack. You see the double? And what's happening is they're getting rolled out. So Logan Costello that time just tries to create a pile.
Here's a good play for Grand Ledge. 3 guys swarming to the football. First man there, number 33, Teddy Williams. Big third down coming for DeWitt at the 10.
Once again, we talked in that last drive. When it's 3rd and 5, a lot of teams like, man, we got to go to our bread and butter play. They have so many bread and butter plays because they have so many weapons. The run is not out of this because it's a 4-down area anyways. So you don't think, well, we have to throw the ball. No, they come out in a run set with 2 tights and a wing. See some jet motion.
Holtz will keep it. Holtz chopped down right near the sticks. Going to depend on that spot.
Well, Jackson Raymond does a nice job taking Holtz's pins out from him. We've seen when they tackle Holtz high, Evan, they've struggled. They can't get him down. So that time, Jackson Raymond decides just come in, cut his legs out. He lands on him and stops about a yard and a half short, which gives Grand Ledge a fighting chance here to turn him over on downs.
Landon Tabor, one of the leading tacklers for DeWitt's D, is into the ball game in a power running situation. He's lead blocking for Nick Flegler, who's bouncing off bodies and into the end zone. What a ground attack for DeWitt so far tonight.
Well, you're going to see wishbone here, and they're going to just run power. The 2 backs, Flegler's on the right, number 2. The fullback and the left tailback are going to lead through the hole. This is just old-fashioned power. You get a guard leading up through it. You lead the fullback and the off-halfback. You just outnumber the other team at the point of attack.
Brandon Soltis on for the second attempt of a PAT tonight. Brandon still perfect, and these DeWitt Panthers are still perfect on offense tonight. We tell you at the open about all their aerial assaults, and guess what? They do the opposite tonight. Look at all this power running. On a 4th down, no less. Nick Flegler, his first touchdown of the year, and DeWitt's rolling on homecoming.
Well, 14-0 early lead for the Panthers, and the reason they jumped on top is execution in the offensive run game. You're going to see it here. They're going to get movement on the nose and the defensive tackle with the center guard, but they're going to lead 2 backs through. Let it go. And you can see Flegler, the tailback to the right, and they just get great movement, great push on the double team. And then the running backs lead through and kind of clean up anything that's left. Well-designed play. You outnumber the team at the point of attack. It's old school football. And when you have skilled kids with big linemen and well-coached, you have success.
And it almost feels like tonight, Rob, this is a statement for DeWitt. Look, the whole state knows that we can sling it around the yard. We've got Tommy McIntosh, one of the finer receivers in the state. They're making a statement tonight in front of a massive crowd. We can run the ball just as well as anybody, too.
Yeah, they can. And one of the reasons is that the Ledge is kind of commit a little bit more outside, a little bit more in coverage, lightening up the box a little bit. Any coach will do it. If you lighten up the box defensively, we're going to run the ball.
It's got to be careful on this kickoff. Remember, on the first, Sean Foster was ruled out of bounds at the DeWitt 45. They have a few more magic tricks in their back pocket on this return. Here they come again. It's another excellent return up near midfield. Grand Ledge, their return game is outstanding. Mason Stocker on that excellent return on the far side of the field this time.
I'm going to do my best, Tony Romo. This is a big drive, Evan, because you're looking right now, you're down 14-0. You hate to say that it's that important, but the way they move the ball, you need to put some points on the board, and Jeff Kolb is the one that's going to be leading this. And you look at him, 5'10", 175, but he's very competitive, highly intelligent. Coach loves him. Coach Bry can only speak great things about this young man. Last week against Everett, you see almost 140 yards passing. So, yeah, he can get it done. Tough break on the first series, though.
Yeah, just threw his first pick of the season. Handles a tough snap. And in the backfield, that's going nowhere. Hello, Jaden Hall. This Grand Ledge offense having an outstanding season, averaging over 44 points per game. Logan Costello, the senior captain in the middle of that offensive line, 6'2", 320. Also plays basketball and lacrosse in his free time. Brendan Hocord, the running back, keeping it right side. A little bit of room on that right side of the offensive line. He's an excellent story, Rob. Third string running back last year was Brendan Hocord. He just worked and battled and grinded in the offseason. And Joe Bry, the head coach for Grand Ledge, said, look, Brendan just won the job plain and simple because of how hard he worked.
Well, that's a great lesson for all the kids out there. You know, our new millennial society, kids want things instantly. They don't grind as well. He's a grinder, and it's paid off for him.
Old flush from the pocket on third down and medium. Looking near side, and that pass is incomplete. Andrew Konechny hoping to go to the grass to pluck it off of the grass, but he couldn't make the catch. And now let's see what Grand Ledge does.
He does a nice job for a right-handed quarterback rolling left. He gives Konechny a chance to make the play. Boy, if he could have caught it clean, his legs were in, it was going to count, but he just double clutched it. Now a big play. Do we see the hard count here, Evan? Does Coach Bry roll the dice and go for it? You really don't know what you're doing offensively because you only had a few plays. Because of the interception, you haven't had the ball because of the DeWitt offense. You just do the hard count, or is he going to go?
They're going. Kolb with time near the sticks. Ethan McCartney couldn't make the catch.
And that's because of Tommy McIntosh, number 10. That ball was dealt, well delivered. McCartney had it. He grabbed it with his hands, but McIntosh arrived just after the play. You see number 10 come in and number 4. Actually, number 4. I misspoke. That's Blake Haller. I thought it was number 10. Blake Haller broke on the ball. And even though it looked like it was going to be caught, starting to fall out of his hands, when you have that defense there, makes a play. And this is why DeWitt wins. Playmakers making plays. Grand Ledge had a chance to make a play. They dropped the ball. They step out of bounds on a long kick return. The pass gets batted down for an interception. It's tough. Right now, DeWitt's making all the plays, and that's why they're up 14-0.
Ty Holtz back onto the field. Rolling right off play action. Ty pumps, waits, and throws. That's incomplete. Looking for help along the near side. Trent Prandell could not make the catch. We are on the beautiful campus of DeWitt High School tonight. Just outside of the capital of our great state, Jordan Weber, the former gold medalist, is an alum of DeWitt High School. And Rob, you and I and our entire crew, as we rolled in to do this game tonight, we couldn't be more impressed, not only with the facilities around us, but the fan support they have in this community for their Panthers.
2.5 hours before the game, there was already close to 1,000 people in the parking lot getting ready for the parade that ran through the complex.
Pitch to Flegler, lowering his shoulder for another solid game. To me, that has been the key of this first quarter. Whenever DeWitt wants, they can run it up the middle, they can pitch it left to right, and get 5 or 6 yards seemingly on command running this wishbone.
And they do. They get the ball to Flegler deep enough. And look at the running backs block. And that's why you're successful. You got Landon Tabor along with Bryce Debri doing a nice job leading. You get, once again, it's all about angles and numbers at the point of attack when you look at a run blocking scheme for any offense. And they do a really good job with both.
3rd and 4, down the middle, Flegler's wide open. To the air they go, and DeWitt's moving the sticks again.
Now you talk about this high-powered offense. That time, the little play action, when you run the ball as well as they do, they're going to get Flegler right down the seam off a little bit of play action. And Blue, the safety, sees it just a hair late. He recognizes that he can't get there in time to break it up. And whether by land or by air, DeWitt is having their way right now.
Isn't it by land or by sea?
It is. I changed it. Is that okay?
I mean, that's fine by me.
Well,
I'm just trying to make sure you're not lying to the listener.
From here on in the next 100 years. You don't know, Evan.
Okay.
Maybe I just created something.
Okay.
I know it's land.
Did you get
Which, by the way, is not true.
trademark
The whole
down?
Paul Revere thing is a falsehood.
Really?
He didn't do the whole lantern thing with one, So I'm telling you, I was in Boston last week and I found that out by our tour guide.
Now you know where Rob was last weekend. Look at Nick Fledger again! It is big boy football right now for DeWitt. That Panthers getting a workout.
You're going to have a hard time paying their gas bill if things don't slow down here. DeWitt's offense, they're just really hitting on all cylinders right now. Nick Flegler, he seems to be, the head part of the engine. We saw him catch the pass down the seam, and this time a little counter action. Doing a good job. They're pulling the offensive lineman up through the hole that time. Number 52, Evan Regler, doing a good job. And, man, it's tough. What do? You're going to load up the box, try to stop the run, Evan, or are you going to play coverage, sit back with nickel and dime package, and, what do you dang if you do.
Well, that's the bind that Grand Ledge is in, because DeWitt can do this with their size. Okay, you load the box to try to stop it. Well, Ty Holtz will throw it over the top on it.
Yeah, and that's, there it is. That's how my breath feels some mornings right there, too. But it's a good job that time by using the counter action, because they run toss right, toss left, just off, right ISO, left ISO. That time, you see the counter movement in the backfield, the jab step, and you pull the backside. You run a little counter action. Grand Ledge over pursues to the fake side, and touchdown.
Now, is there anything schematically that Grand Ledge can do to stop that, or is it just DeWitt is taking advantage of their size?
You could get 1 or 2 more guys out there possibly if you could sneak get 13. But right now, they're just being outmanned in the front, and they're winning. When I say there, that's DeWitt winning in the front 7. And as a coach, you feel so helpless. And Coach Bry, God love him, he's thinking right now, what do we do? I mean, they're just better than us in the front 7, and that's why they're winning. And when you win there, you see how they run the ball, and you talk, they're running the ball. This is a air offense. Well, you're starting to see that now, because you get a team thinking one way. You get them single-mindedly. We have to stop the run. We have to stop the run. Then all of a sudden you go, pew, pew. That's why they have play action, Evan.
And that is what is making Joe Bry look like that on the sidelines right now.
But what he's done here, I know it's not going well tonight, but Joe Bry is an unbelievable job at Grand Ledge, resurrecting a program that was for years the Lansing area, one of the powers. I mean, along with Holt, East Lansing, DeWitt has been there, and I think Joe Bry has got really good things going again.
2 straight great returns, so they'll squib it. It's Reese Cordall across the 40-yard line, up near the 41. Grand Ledge is going to have great starting position again. Hey, high school football fans, join us again next week as our Football Fridays continue right here on Bally Sports. We're heading to the west side for a battle of familiar foes. East Grand Ledge hosting Lowell for the 53rd meeting between the 2 rivals. Kickoff at 7 from Memorial Stadium in Grand Rapids. We have been so fortunate so far this month and in August, Rob, to see so many great teams across the state. Traverse City, DeWitt this week, out west again next week.
And I'm going to talk about that game a little bit here.
And they took a while to rule whether that was a forward pass or a fumble. It sure looked like a forward pass.
Yeah, I think so too. They did rule it incomplete. But I like what the receiver did that time, and that's heads up. When you see a Holkard coming out there, he played it like it was a fumble. You don't know. He doesn't know that is a pass, a forward pass, or a backward pass, which is a lateral or a fumble. He went after the ball like it was a fumble, and that's heads up play by Brendan.
On an option left, Kolb keeps for maybe 2 inches. There's that size again. Landon Tabor, leading tackler on the team, in on the stop. What a first quarter this has been for DeWitt on their homecoming night. Tommy McIntosh and his teammates having a whole heck of a lot of fun. This is one of the best teams in the state of Michigan, and they are rolling on a gorgeous Friday night in the middle of Michigan. Nothing flashy, nothing sexy from DeWitt so far. Just a lot of points. Up the middle, left, right, doesn't matter where they're going. They keep finding the end zone. It's all DeWitt after 12 minutes of football.
There he is. Nick Fledger has had quite the first half with 2 touchdowns so far. Now he will be going to play at Air Force Academy next year. Now with his commitment, he's keeping his family's military traditions alive. He has, get this, 5 family members have served in the military, as you can see on the screen here. But hey, if you would have told him years ago that he'll be going to college on a football scholarship, he wouldn't have believed you, because he was actually quite the soccer player until Ty Holtz convinced him to play freshman year. Nick attests a lot of his success and other teammates mentoring him over the years, and also his early morning workouts. Coach actually said in the offseason and before school, Nick is in the weight room at 6 a.m. getting his lifts in, just staying disciplined and trying to get better every day. Guys, just demonstrating that hard work ethic I'm sure he picked up from his dad and other family members in the military.
Yeah, Brooke, Nick is having one heck of a night. You know, we all have that problem, Rob, where we all just wake up at 6 a.m. every day to work out. I texted you this morning.
I was in the weight room.
Oh, did you meet me there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I got to wake up earlier next time. Jeff Kolb, nice run for Grand Ledge, getting up near the sticks. All right, Rob, your Grand Ledge, obviously you took a major punch to the face in that first quarter. How do you bounce back?
You score a touchdown. You put a drive together, then your kids start to believe again. Your defense is tired. Now, some of these kids go both ways, but not all of them. And what you want to do now is control the ball, take a little time off that clock, and hopefully end this drive with a touchdown. You can say it's a 2-possession game. Things have gone bad. We got the pick. We got the kick return call back, half of it called back on a stepping out of bounds. So just try to right the ship, getting something positive here in this drive.
Kolb with time, hit as he throws. That ball juggled in the air. Is that a pick? Looked like it hit the ground first.
Well, 3 of the striped shirts converged. 2 had it incomplete, and the third one was I think he thought it might have been caught, but he wasn't going to signal. We're going to look here. Tipped in the air.
Oh no.
Hi.
I mean, that's a heck of an effort by Bryce Kearns, and that's also a great effort by Ethan McCartney to nearly make the catch in the first place.
You tell a story, if you tell it with enough confidence, everyone will believe it, and that's what Bryce Kearns is trying to do there.
I believe you just described broadcasting. You tell a story well enough that people will believe you. Give Holkard. Good gainer on second down. This will set up third down, about 5, maybe 6.
18, Brendan Holkard, the ball carrier.
Fledger, again, swarming to that football. He really is a hard worker.
He is. And we talked about him on the offensive side of the football, while defense is where he's being slotted to head to Air Force as a safety. When I heard about it, I texted my buddy Bill Sheridan, who's coaching at Air Force now, and I asked him for sure. I said, is he going as a slot or a safety? And Bill said, we're probably going to use him as a safety. So that just shows you how talented he is. And then Coach Zimmerman before the game says he will bring it. And we saw it on that last play, how physical he plays from the safety position.
O'Cord again, maybe 2 or 3, setting up 4th down and short. This right here is why Nick Fledger is so physical. Here we go. Here's those workouts we were talking about.
Now, were you filming him when you were working out with him? Evan, was that you filming him?
I mean, you said it, not me. I wanted to be modest. I wanted to be humble, but you know what? You brought it up. That is 4 plates right there,
man. He'll fit right in at Air Force because they do a lot of that kind of stuff in the military academies. Believe me, you have to eat in a certain way. You have to run in a certain way, and you have to think country first, and that's what I like about our military programs. And Nick Fledger, he's a physical, great kid, and there's a 4th down play, and I'm talking through it. I'm sorry. And they tried the same one they did last time, Evan. They tried to get it back in the flat with the little deeper out route. But DeWitt is so fast defensively, there's nothing there. They're trying to leak Foster in the flat, and it's just not working right now. And turn it over on downs again. That's a play they desperately needed to try to continue that drive and put some points on the board, because you're letting the entire defense back out on the field and an offense that's feeling highly, highly confident right now.
I just keep coming back to that sequence after DeWitt scores the first touchdown to make it 7-0. Grand Ledge thinks they have a return for a touchdown. They think Sean Foster has taken it back. Instead, it's ruled he steps out of bounds just inside the 50. Very next play pick, and it's all been downhill since.
And these are high school kids. Let's not forget, these aren't professional football players where emotions play a big part, and it's hard with sudden change. When something like that negative happens, how do your kids respond to it? And it looked like Grand Ledge has struggled with that, and it's also struggled with the talent they're seeing, and there's wide open.
Down the middle, Debri lost the football. Is it a catch and a fumble or incomplete? They say incomplete.
First pass intended for 23.
Well, they had some open field. They had J.J. Hoffman also, number 20, was running 3 down the field. They went a little bit of play action on 1st down, which is really new for them. They've run the ball almost every 1st down in this game. That time Coach Zimmerman rolled the dice, came out play action, had Debri going down the middle, but he also had number 20. We see here J.J. Hoffman was going down the right side, uncovered.
The very deep drop for Ty Holtz on the last play. Quick drop this time. Floating it high for Tommy McIntosh through his hands.
That could have almost been offensive pass interference, as inside position was held by McCartney, and also you saw Walsh coming over there. But it looked like, to me, like Tommy McIntosh might have made a little bit of a swim move on the defender and kind of pushed him by as he went for the ball. I like that. I like the aggressiveness of playing the football by McIntosh. We'll get a look here on the replay. As you can see, good position by Walsh, and he kind of grabs and pulls. Yeah, that's when the stripes missed. That's an offensive pass interference. You can't hinder the defender. He has a right to the ball too, and that time McIntosh did.
And honestly, it was something he didn't have to do. He's like, what, 8-9 inches over Caden Walsh?
We'll try to bring some pressure here, 3rd and long.
Holtz stands in and finds Tommy McIntosh cruising to the house. Get ready, Wisconsin football fans. You're getting a star.
Well, Wisconsin's getting a star, but Brown might be getting a better college football player. I'm telling you. You watch this quarterback. You have a hard time teaching professional quarterbacks to stay in the pocket with pressure in their face, and you're going to see it. It's coming at him. He knows the blitz is coming. He lets McIntosh hang on, boom. The last second, this allows McIntosh to clear the underneath coverage. He gets wide open, and he delivers the ball. Not only he held on to it long enough, he delivers a strike. What a play by Tyler Holtz.
Ty's first touchdown pass of the game. This offensive rocket ship is flying to the moon, but it's briefly grounded. Sean Foster blocks the PAT. It has been a problem for DeWitt at times the last couple of years. Yeah, kick a lot of PATs when you do this. Holtz down the seam. Tommy McIntosh, goodbye. What an offense DeWitt has.
Man right there is one of the big reasons why. That's Tommy McIntosh, but he gets a little help from his friend as well, and Tyler Holtz does a great job. We're going to get a little ISO here on McIntosh. As you're going to see, he's going to come from the right side of your screen, but watch Holtz stay in the pocket, and at the last second deliver the ball And McIntosh finds clear daylight, and then you see the speed that Wisconsin likes. He's able to outrun the defenders who had angles. But here's an ISO. This is zone coverage. The corner to that side passes McIntosh to the safeties, Evan, but the safeties get caught running with the clear out route, and there's no one there, so well designed.
What just impresses me so much about Tommy McIntosh is the effortless ease with which he plays the game of football. It didn't even look like he was running at 100%, but he outran everybody to the house on that catch and run.
Yeah, it comes easy for some people. It really does. And the ones that it comes that easy for and they make it look so natural, those are the ones that play on TV on Saturday afternoon for Wisconsin. You know, there's other people, and everyone develops at different rates. And Tommy McIntosh, he has the physical gifts, the 6'4", 6'5" frame, and he runs, as you said, very fluidly.
Legler's kick going to roll out of bounds. Grand Ledge has had 2 excellent returns today, so they're not messing around.
No, and here's the thing. You look at Grand Ledge, the stat that's amazing is their average starting field position. It's got to be at least the plus 40. I mean, they've started near midfield a couple times. They had another one out to the 40. That time, with the out-of-bounds penalty, the legal motion or legal procedure, they're going to start on the 35-yard line. So they've had field position for their drive. They've just been unable to do anything with it. They got 1 first down, I think, Evan. They've seen 1 first down so far, I believe. Could be mistaken. There's Coach Joe Bry. You can look at that board all you want, Coach, but you're still calling plays with the same kids out there. That's tough right now because a lot of those kids aren't winning up front. So they start winning up front, it's a struggle trying to call plays.
The joy for Coach Rob Zimmerman, the longtime head man at DeWitt, had another outstanding team, a great chance to go back-to-back. This Grand Ledge program, a very proud program, Rob. They have a state championship in their past, and they entered today 4-0, but as you are talking about here, it's just a size mismatch that they can't get over right now.
Yeah, they're just being handled up front physically.
What does this drive bring? Starts with a run for Hocord, who leans ahead and gains a couple. Grand Ledge and DeWitt entered the same conference about 5 years ago. Grand Ledge won the first meeting. DeWitt has won ever since. You know, they say in Grand Ledge, you don't just play the team, you play the town. This is an incredibly proud community, which, as you can see, has some pretty notable athletic alumni. That state championship back in 2000, one of the wilder state championship games you will ever see. And there is going to be great success for this program in the very near future. Hold off play action, throwing for Teddy Williams, and complete. A flag comes.
And that's definitely a pass interference call. And the people are not there looking at the crowd saying, but he couldn't have caught that. It was 5 yards ahead of him, but in high school it doesn't matter if it's catchable. There's no uncatchable rule to pick the flag up, and the defender gets there too quickly on Teddy Williams and wraps his arms around him, thinking that the ball was already there, but it was still in flight, and that's a good call by the official.
Against the Panthers.
As the ball is not there, still not there, comes over the top, grabs him a little bit. And that's just, you know, sometimes you get to the party a little bit early.
Brody Barner got to the party a little early there, Rob.
First and 10 for the Comets at the Panther 49.
All right, so here we go again. Grand Ledge into DeWitt territory. The scoreline is deceiving in that the Comets have gotten into plus territory multiple times, but as you say, it's time to put a drive together and get to the end zone. Ball spotted right near the middle of the DeWitt Panther logo at midfield. And DeWitt elects to use its first time out.
We've got an alignment issue. We've got a defensive that just not lined up where they wanted to be. And that's defensive coordinator Kyle Haskell taking the timeout. And I always say, you know, defense is just as good as offense. Even though offense, DeWitt has put up a 27-0 lead, and the Panthers are rolling.
Timeouts left.
The Grand Ledge Comets are a very proud football program.
Throws deep. Caught. George. Oh my! Touchdown! Comets. Unbelievable.
What a moment for the Grand Ledge Comets back in 2000, Rob. You were watching that game live at the Silverdome. One of the wilder endings in the history of Michigan high school football.
You know, it's never over until it's over. I think the saying was written after that game because it looked like Ike had that game won, and they just really couldn't close the deal, and Grand Ledge made the plays. And I'm sure Coach Bryce uses that film as a motivational factor for his team getting ready for big games. But the quarterback for Grand Ledge was Matt Bonet, went to Iowa, and then later transferred to Eastern Michigan. Had a chance to call him as a quarterback at Eastern. His brother Ken was also there as a tight end.
One of the prouder moments in the history of Grand Ledge High School. Here's a little trickery. Great play call. Sean Foster running across the 45-yard line. Good gain for Grand Ledge, an offense that is just in dire need of some chunk plays and some confidence right now.
And Blake Haller did a nice job coming up. Fighting off the block was really what was impressive because that play was set up. They had all the motion going one way. They did the misdirection coming back. They pitched the ball to Foster, and if Haller doesn't fight off that block and really fight through it, that play could win for a lot more.
Grand Ledge back into DeWitt territory. Give left side. Going to be a first down. Mason Stocker wading his way across the 40-yard line. Brendan Hocourt has been the main back this year for Grand Ledge, but Mason Stocker has gotten a bunch of time as well. Stocker also a hoops player. You look up and down both of these depth charts, Rob. It's what you'd expect in a couple of great athletic programs, DeWitt and Grand Ledge. A lot of guys who play multiple sports. Bull pitching right. And this one got stopped before it could get started. Sean Foster brought down to the backfield.
To continue with your rocket ship analogies you've been making, how about Nick Fledger on that last one? He came up like a missile. I'm telling you, he came flying up, and that's what they like about him. Coach Zim said that he is so physical that when he reads, he flows so fast, and he brings it to the party. And you can see number 2, there's a look at him. You've seen what he's done offensively and defense. That's a really good high school football player, and I know Air Force is hoping that translate to college football player as well.
Taking a shot, far side of the field. It's incomplete. Hoping for Knesny, just out of his reach. Yeah. They've tried Andrew a couple of times tonight, Rob, but they just can't get him unglued from the D.
And they had Bryce Kearns, number 8, was their man-to-man coverage all the way. And it worked out well because he didn't see the pump fake in the flat. He's man, and he released the receiver outside that time, Knesny, and just really got on his hip and did a nice job and really nowhere to put the ball for Cole. Really good defense. You see it once again playing press outside, some press coverage. That shows faith in your defensive backs.
Setting up the middle screen, and Bryce Debri with the swat that leads to the pick. Come on! Landon Tabor fields the swat from Debri. This is one of the best defensive plays I've ever seen.
I think Debri's got hands like those hamburger helper hands, those big white mittens. As you're going to see here, they're trying to run a middle screen. Debri reads it. He falls off his rush on the outside, comes back underneath, gets a hand on, tips it to his partner. And you're going to see here, see Debri's coming outside, but then when he reads it, he sinks into the middle. Colt thinks it's wide open. But all of a sudden, Debri was an outside rush. He leaks underneath the offensive lineman in the screen, deflects it. Tabor there makes a heads-up play. And, the Panthers are going to look to spit fire once again.
Holtz rolling away. An awkward throw that's caught. How about this play? DeWitt is absolutely on fire. Trent Brandell makes the catch for the first down.
You know,
Patrick Mahomes-like throw from Ty Holtz.
I did a radio show yesterday with Tim Stout, a local hero who's been on TV in Lansing area for years and years and years. He said, Rob, I've been watching it for 52 years, high school football. He says he's the best high school quarterback he's seen in this area. Now, and I'm thinking, okay, Tim, you're getting a little bit older, but this is a play here. You don't see many quarterbacks, a la Patty Holmes, too, going to his left, throws back to his right, and then that's just, I don't know. You can't. How do you coach that? You can't coach that. That's just natural ability. You tell me that kid can't play. You know, he's going to Brown. I get it. That's a great school. He's going to get an unbelievable education. And one of the reasons, he understands he wants to get in the medical field, and this is one of his best opportunities to get that opportunity as a doctor possibly.
But man, I just think in the Mid-American Conference, I know he's 5'10", but there's been some smaller quarterbacks in stature that have done really well at the Division I, especially the mid-majors.
Now, we have managed tonight to compare Ty Holtz to Tom Brady at one point for his accuracy. We've also managed to compare him to Patrick Mahomes for his off-balance throws. I mean, Ty, we've just got to, you've got to keep us on retainer here at some point. I mean, watch this throw again, my goodness.
But look at the feel. He has feel. He knows it's closing. He's rolling left, goes back to his right. And it's nice when your buddies are there. And you got Trent Brandel right there to make a play. Find an opening in that zone. Help your quarterback out. Give him somewhere to go with the ball.
DeWitt began this ball game running it up the guts, running it left, running it right with a lot of success. Now the aerial attack has begun to open up. Last drive ended with a long touchdown to McIntosh. And they're back moving again. Holtz with all the time in the world. There is a flag as he finds Debri with a lot of green grass. Bryce shaking tackles. Bryce Debri running for the corner, stretching near the pylon. He's out just short, but we do have to check that flag. Throw normally where you get hold of it.
Wow. They're fun. They're fun to watch. I mean, how about, I want to see Portland. Let's not forget, the Portland Raiders beat this team this year.
Instrumental face mask on the defense. That penalty is going to be refused. First down.
That play counts. Bryce Debri rolling near the 2. Ty Holtz making it happen again.
Well, he's just been a magician here tonight. The ability to move in the pocket to extend plays, which allows receivers longer to get open, and it just stresses a defense. The secondary, the linebackers, I don't care how good you are, you can only cover for so long. When that pocket collapses, he goes to the left, goes to the right, and all of a sudden you're trying to cover for 5-6 seconds. Someone comes open, and when he delivers the ball, they're very good with it in their hands. The athletes he has from Debri and Flegler, McIntosh.
Debri got him down there, and Bryce finishes the job. Touchdown DeWitt on the ground and into the end zone one more time. God bless whoever has to pay the gas bill here at DeWitt High School.
Well, let's take a look at the replay here. Just once again, it's the same play we saw them score, going the other way, out of the wishbone, lead with the 2 off backs, double down with the offensive line, and Debri's the beneficiary of real good play up front and real good play behind him at the quarterback position as well. Getting back, we were talking before that play about Portland. I mean, they must have the perfect storm. I talked to Coach about it after this 2-point conversion try.
Debri leaning into Konechny and dragging him into the end zone for 2 more. Just putting the cherry on top of a scoring Sunday in the first half.
Yeah, we're going to look here at DeWitt's schedule during the course here. You're going to see it's that DeWitt-Portland game, which was a classic, especially if you're a Portland Raider. They handled Traverse City Central. That was at the Big House. And then after coming off a big win against a really good football team with Josh Burnham heading to Notre Dame, the quarterback linebacker, they lose. Talking to Coach, he said, listen, we had a ton of penalties. We had too many turnovers. And he said, mentally, I think we were still kind of living off the last win. He said, since then, we've learned to play for the day. Not play for what's happened or what might happen, but play for the day. And you can see they took care of East Lansing. That's a good football program, too, East Lansing. And then they took care of Holt. So their schedule's been much tougher than what Grand Ledge has faced, and I think it's showing here a little bit tonight. I still think Grand Ledge is going to right the ship after this. I don't care what this game ends. They're a good football team, too. But this is just a state-caliber championship-type football team.
It absolutely is. And, when we talked to DeWitt's coaching staff leading into our broadcast tonight, I think we expected them to say, yeah, that Portland loss was the best thing that could have happened to us. it was yes and no the answer to that question. It was more on DeWitt's side of things. Yeah, we lost, things we need to clean up, but our focus this year, yes, we know we won last year, we got a lot of pieces back, we want to do it again, but really the focus for this team is you're talking about here and now, this year, one play at a time, 1 week at a time. And yeah, the Portland game was a little bit of a wake-up call. They have fully woken up here tonight.
And there's kids on this DeWitt roster that they were on the team maybe last year, but maybe they didn't contribute a lot. Maybe they didn't get a lot of minutes, where this year they are. And obviously, when you're playing more, you feel more like it's your team, Evan, that you're part of things. And I know everyone's part of it. From the guys that don't get in at all, that just practice every day, to the kickers and the punters, who I guess I consider football players in high school level, not in the NFL. They're not football players. But anyways, this is a chance for this to be their team. They're getting the minutes, and they're going to say, hey, I was a starting whatever on this team to help us get to the state championship.
DeWitt keeps popping it up because Grand Ledge has had a couple of excellent returns, so the Comets will have very good starting field position here in a second. The DeWitt Panthers, as we've talked about throughout tonight, and you high school football fans here in the state of Michigan know very well, Rob Zimmerman has been here since 1999, right around the turn of the century. They kept getting to the semis, they kept getting to the finals, but they just could not get over that last hurdle. A lot of tears, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration within the DeWitt program.
Yeah.
Entering last year, no state championships until last year. A lot of trips to the Silverdome, a lot of trips to Ford Field that ended up empty for DeWitt. All changed last year. A big win over River Rouge, and Rob Zimmerman could finally exhale. Big shot for Ethan McCartney, and Grand Ledge is going back into DeWitt territory. My memory holds right. Every single drive for them has been into DeWitt territory at some point.
Just about. They've done a really good job getting that one first down lately, but they just can't put enough together. And I want to come back to this DeWitt being the bridesmaid. I want to come back to that sometime. We get back to the game here. Well, the thing I want to talk about, I guess we can get a quick second here, is they've lost some really good programs. I mean, you're talking Muskegon's and the Orchard Lake St. Mary's and so forth, and East Grand Rapids. These aren't the Sisters of the Poor. These are really quality football programs that are coached really well.
Kolb got hit as he threw, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. More great pressure from Jaden Hall right up the middle. So from Rob Zimmerman's side of things on DeWitt, how much does it do for a program where you can finally get over the hump? No longer we're the bridesmaid. We are the bride. We did get it done. What kind of confidence does that bring to a program?
Well, in a situation like this where DeWitt is all homegrown, in other words, they don't have school of choice, it seeps down into your youth programs. That they saw this. They saw them at Ford Field. They saw them hold up the state championship trophy and gets all those young kids excited. And let's not fool ourselves. In the society we live in right now, it's a competition to get kids involved in your sport. Kids aren't like when we were younger, Evan. I mean, that's what you did. Now it's a little bit different. I'm not saying you have to recruit your own school, but in a sense you do.
Kolb rolled away from the pressure and found his guy. Andrew Konechny finishing off a heck of a play from Jeff Kolb. You talk about elusiveness.
Kolb did a little Ty Holtz there. He extends the play. He gets pressured. He's going to drop back. He kind of goes to his right. Nice spin move. Pressure comes at you. Spin to it. He's able to roll to the left and delivers the ball. And what I like here is the way that Konechny, he reaches back, Konechny rather, reaches back and grabs the ball. And that's what you teach your receivers to do. Don't catch it. Don't be a catcher of the football. Be a grabber of the football. And I really like Andrew Konechny did a really nice job.
Running the read and gaining a couple across the 20-yard line. It's been such a deceiving scoreline. Yes, DeWitt is up by a lot as we're coming down the stretch of the first half, Rob. But Grand Ledge has gotten into DeWitt territory on every single drive. This is their first trip into the red zone. It would be really strange and honestly a shame if Grand Ledge, based on how well they have run the football and moved it on DeWitt tonight, if they don't get a touchdown here in this first half, because they have been in DeWitt territory pretty much for the entire half when they've had the ball.
Yeah, they've started. I mean, most of that is due to really good starting field position, but they've had a few plays. Now they're going to the air.
Down the middle they go, just missing Ethan McCartney, and it's going to be third down.
That's a play where you see him run double posts. You have a guy each side, and if you're going to throw that, you have to throw it quick. Because if you don't, all they're doing is bringing everyone to the party in the middle of the field by the safeties. Both the guys outside, one on the right and left, are running posts. In other words, about 10 yards on the field and slanting to the middle. And that time it was just way too late developing, and they threw it into a crowd. They actually, Jeff called it.
What do you call it here, 3rd and 8?
I don't know. They're going to bring pressure.
Little roll to the right and too high for McCartney.
Yeah, Jeff Kolb is just struggling a little bit on the flat passes. The 3rd or 4th one we've seen, and that's a big part of this offense. And he just keeps overthrowing it.
Just missed Ethan McCartney. He's also an outfielder in baseball, 5'6" senior. Grand Ledge going to go for it here. Their first trip into DeWitt's red zone. Grand Ledge hasn't burned a timeout yet. Let's see if the play clock runs down and they have to burn one. Kolb on 4th down. The pressure's picked up. He's looking deep, and he's got Sean Foster. Touchdown, Grand Ledge. There is that touchdown that Grand Ledge has been seeking, trip after trip into DeWitt territory, and finally the Comets are on the board.
And the reason they're on the board is they've done a better job in this drive of fighting for the football. We saw 2 plays. Konechny did a good job, and now this time Foster, you're going to see Sean Foster goes back, grabs the ball, and that's Tommy McIntosh trying to rip it out of him, but Foster didn't have no part of it. You know, he's also one that had a really nice long return that he stepped out of bounds, made some good plays tonight. And as you said, no stop. There's no quitting this Grand Ledge team, and that's good for them. And there's going to be running clock starting the second half, but now they've closed it to a 4-possession game.
Kolb for 2. That is running the read to perfection. Sucked everybody to the middle, and Kolb stuck by him for 2.
We'll get another look at the touchdown here. It's going to be trips to the left, and they're going to come back to the right. They motion Foster out to get him soloed outside with McIntosh, and McIntosh is the best corner. I mean, this is a guy heading to Wisconsin. He just gets over on the motion too late. He doesn't close quick enough. It allows Kolb to find him, and Foster is able to catch it and put him on the board, and a 2-point conversion makes it 35-8 game. Still 4:37 though in the first half, and this DeWitt team has shown they can score a lot quicker than that.
What does a drive like that say about Grand Ledge and its program? You're playing DeWitt, defending state champs, homecoming. They've just completely come out on fire.
Right.
What does a drive like that say about Grand Ledge?
And this isn't DeWitt's twos. You're coming out as Grand Ledge. They still have little ones in the game. Sometimes teams start substituting, but Coach Zimmerman's not going to substitute in the first half. It shows that your kids have a lot of fight. They don't quit. They believe in what you're doing, and Coach Joe Bry has tried to instill that in. He says, play every play. Well, they're down 35-0. You can't score a 35-point touchdown, no matter how good you are. So what you do is you get your kids to believe, let's just go down the field, make some plays, and they were able to make plays. They did a good job. Konechny made a play on the long catch, and Foster made a play on the catch, and Kolb was able to deliver the ball, give him an opportunity to make the play with a good delivery on the pass. So yeah, that guy right there, Joe Bry, that's the best part of doing this, is you get to talk to these coaches. We do the production call with them. It shows you why these teams have had success. Just 2 outstanding gentlemen.
Joe Bry's in his 3rd season with Grand Ledge, an alum who, when you ask him what it means to him to be the coach of Grand Ledge, it's a smile that lights up the screen. Legal sends it deep. Nick Fledger on the return, lowering his shoulder and bullying his way near the 35. There's all those 6 a.m. workouts.
But I watch him play. You ever just say he run the daylight? Sometimes I think Nick Fledger runs the darkness on purpose. He ran into a pile. There's a pile of 5 people there. You could have won either way. He just happened to go right through there. That's a physical football player. He's an old throwback. He reminds me of a young Corey Schlesinger, the Ram Man, just looks. Corey Schlesinger, the only guy I ever talked to, said he loved breaking the wedge up in the NFL. I was on the wedge. I hated the wedge. It was the most stupid thing ever. When they outlawed, I said, it's about time. You got guys running 21 miles an hour into you as you're standing there taking 1 step waiting for the goal call. That's stupid.
Give to Debri. Bryce plunging ahead for a few more. Here's the real question. Do you think Nick Fledger has any idea who Corey Schlesinger is?
Do you?
Yes,
Are you
I
old
do.
enough, Evan?
I am old enough.
kind of young too. I don't know, but if anyone ever had a chance to watch Corey play, it was a treat because I was a physical man, and that's how Flegler plays, very physical. And you look at DeWitt, that's, I guess you call that perfect.
Yeah.
5 possessions, 5 TDs.
I would call that an efficient day at the office.
If it was college, you'd have to take the punter scholarship away, but there's no scholarships here. So.
Debri again. Into the secondary goes Bryce Debri. It takes at least 3 Comets to bring him down. That's a young man rumbling.
That's the young man getting a really nice hole by the offensive line. We're going to watch. He's going to come to the left side here. And right through here, watch this. Not touch, not touch, not touch, not, what about 12 yards? Breaks an arm tackle, breaks a little leg tackle, and keeps driving. I like his high knee. I'm going to go old school again. Roger Craig, San Francisco 49ers running back. High knee action, you're able to break a lot of those little ankle tackles.
Pitch it left this time. And gain a couple. It's Flegler again.
You know, when you hear about a team and you read about a team and we meet about them, a lot of time was spent with Tommy McIntosh, obviously, you know, the number 1, the big D1 recruit in Wisconsin. And you can't help talk about Tyler Holtz, the quarterback, and then Nick Fledger. But Bryce Debri has really impressed me. We didn't talk as much about him. Coach did. Coach was trying to sell him to me, but I kept thinking about the other 3. But it shows you why he's the coach and we're the broadcasters. He knew something. That he's a nice football player as well.
Play action again for Holtz. Got McIntosh wide open. High stepping down to the 5. He just glides out there. What a smooth receiver.
Yeah, and he gets a chance to glide because that ball comes out quickly and smoothly. And once again, pressure is coming. One of the keys for Grand Ledge was the pressure. You're going to see Tyler Holtz. It comes from his backside, so he doesn't know what's coming. But it just gets there at a heartbeat, and that allows your buddy there, Tommy McIntosh, to glide, to float, as we like to call it.
All right, let's watch this again. Got him open. All right, here comes the high step.
As I talked about, plenty of time for DeWitt to score. They've gone in about 2 minutes, 80 yards down the field.
Couple of fakes. Give to Nick Flegler, who refuses to be tackled. Oh, man. Nick Flegler, a beast.
This is the counter. We've seen it. We saw him just out of the straight wind. But this is a counter play where they're going to fake one side, and here comes the guards. You see him coming. That's Hall coming right at you. Number 56 with the kickout block, and Flegler just tucks up underneath it, lowers his pad level, and takes it into the end zone.
He was in the end zone, and he refused to still, just fall to the ground.
The points were already given is what you're saying.
Right.
See the formation, no wishbone. They're going their spread look. See if he tries to throw one in here.
To the edge.
Wow.
Flegler back in.
Okay, I lost track of the ball. I thought he gave it underneath. You talk about a quarterback that's a complete player. Ball faking, staying in the pocket, pocket presence, accuracy, quickness. How about ball skills with the ball? He hands this on the jet so quickly, and he rolls out. That's a look at the touchdown. We get one play behind. Now I want to get to the 2-point conversion, and that's Flegler refusing to go down, as you said. But on that extra point, they ran the jet motion, and he gave it. I thought he still had it because then he faked it to Bryce, coming back underneath. A good job by Debri. We're going to look here. Goes the motion. Look at it right there. I bought the second fake. And Flegler was able to just get in the end zone, and once again they open up a 35-point lead with 2:36 remaining in the first half. Which we get to that 35-point lead, and the reason I said that is high school football, it'll be running time. Now, it's limited running time. It's not total running time until you get to 50, I believe, or 52. When I say limited, they'll still stop it on certain things. But for the most time, it'll be running time in the second half. And if, you told me coming in that DeWitt would have Grand Ledge, a 4-0 football team, running time starting the second half. I thought no way, but they're pretty good.
And again, Grand Ledge has had success offensively. They've taken every single drive into DeWitt territory. They've had some excellent kick returns. It's just that size advantage for DeWitt, the athleticism they have with those big bodies. It's just been tough for Grand Ledge when they get close tonight. When the winning plays have happened, DeWitt has had it every time. Holtz pops it up. Turn coming near the 30. Spun down, Caden Walsh just shy of the 35. It's a big night here at DeWitt Memorial Stadium. A lot going on. Down to the sidelines we go. Brooke's got more.
Yeah, it's an exciting week here at DeWitt High School because it's homecoming week. And of course, what's homecoming week without a homecoming parade? So earlier today, there's Herman Moore. He was the grand marshal in the parade. We also have the homecoming court. Two names you've heard a lot tonight, Ty Holtz and Bryce Debri. They are on the homecoming court. They are making the announcements in just a few minutes at halftime. But guys, it was so much fun. The entire town was out for this parade, just celebrating DeWitt High School. It was a lot of fun.
Brooke, absolutely. You know, we were marveling about the crowd that was here when we showed up around 4:30 today. And Rob, also you and I need to clearly get in touch with better people next time. Why were we not the grand marshals at this parade? How did Herman get the end?
Well, yeah, he had a good number 84, when he played with the Lions. I always tell people, Herman and I, between us, we wore the same number. He came in after I was out. And between us, I think, had 68 touchdowns.
How many did you have?
I had 4. So Herman had 64. But, that's just a detail.
4 more than me. Kolb taking a deep shot, and that is way too far for Ethan McCartney.
Yeah, John used McCartney's speed, getting him out on the edge a little bit, but good coverage once again by Blake Haller. Number 4 has been all over the field defensively. This is, they got their stars. They got the ones that get all the pub, the ones that score the points. But their supporting cast is pretty good, too, they being DeWitt. You look at the Haller, then up front you got Dennis and Babb and Debri we've talked about as a runner, but also defensively. And Tabor had interception on defense. And you have Kearns, we've talked about on both sides of the ball. So this is a team that's very well-rounded and very deep.
Kolb on 3rd down. Too tall for McCartney. There's another one of those supporting players in the star show that is DeWitt football. Trent Brandell in the coverage.
Just haven't caught the ball well. They haven't thrown the ball well consistently. This is a catchable ball. As high as he going to get the first down, he might, but you got to come up with that. That's through the hands. McCartney, not the tallest receiver. You look at his stats. He stands 5'6" only, but it went through his hands. Good speed by number 2, but just haven't made enough plays. When you're playing a team that's better than you, and we knew coming into it was better, and talking to Coach Bry, he said they could win. But he said almost not the perfect storm, but he said we need to win the turnover battle. We can't tie the turnover battle. We need to win the turnover battle. We need to eliminate the strike play, the big, as you call it, the rocket ship, or whatever you call it, the big play, the 60, 70-yard touchdown. He said, and then we have to have at least one special teams play that was special. We almost saw it. That was one. But the other ones haven't occurred. He hasn't won the turnover battle, and he hasn't stopped the quick strike ability of this DeWitt Panther team. So 1 out of 3 in baseball, that's pretty good, but not in football.
We are indeed playing football tonight here at DeWitt High, and Grand Ledge coming up, Rob, barring one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the program. Tonight not going their way. When you look at the rest of the schedule, what stands out to you? To me, of course, that game against East Lansing always stands out.
Yeah, they got a tough road ahead, as you said. And Okemos will put up a good fight. Holt, we saw them some highlights against DeWitt. They're not bad, so the Rams will give them a battle. So but they could still very easily, maybe go 7-2 or 6-3.
Kolb stepping up on 4th and long. He gets submarined. Down goes Kolb into the arms of the senior Dylan Babb.
And a little help as well from Andrew Knesny coming up, and right now it's tough on Kolb. Not a lot to do. DeWitt knows you're going to throw the ball, which is a little bit time and a half, and they're just bringing a lot of pressure.
That is a wrestler, Dylan Babb, sumoing the quarterback to the ground. 5'10", 222 is the listed height and weight for Dylan Babb. As we know, sometimes those numbers can fluctuate. Debri spun down by Nate Edlin, the outstanding senior linebacker for Grand Ledge. Nate is part of a great athletic bloodline at Grand Ledge. His brother Cam played football. His sister Lauren played hoops. Nate is the youngest and continuing the legacy that his family has created at Grand Ledge High. leading tackler on the team and one of those old school guys that you love. Who needs gloves? Get motion. Room right side with a flag. That is a first down for Trent Brandell, but I'm going to check that flag.
Yeah, they're going to get Tommy McIntosh, number 10.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
They run the jet
The down
motion to
remains
his
2.
way. And we're going to look here. If you look to the left, right up by the edge, number 10 is going to come down inside. A little push right here in the back. You know, that's a tough one because if you engage with the defender and he spins on you, it's not a block in the back. If he disengages and you connect with him and hit him in the back, it is. So it was a tough call, and that's what I think he was pleading his case to deaf ears.
One of the few mistakes that DeWitt's owe, and one of the few mistakes that Tommy McIntosh has made tonight. One of the best receivers in the state. Holtz pumps. Stepping up into a clean pocket. Into a couple of bodies, down just shy of the 30. Ty can do that. Enters tonight. Also the team's leading rusher. 5 touchdowns running this year, 10 touchdowns passing entering tonight. He is just Mr. Everything for this DeWitt team.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Hopefully, coach is thinking hopefully have about 10 games left. He doesn't want his all-state, all-star quarterback getting hurt in a game that's pretty much out of hand.
Bob Zimmerman calls his first timeout. Second timeout, beg your pardon. DeWitt entered this year as one of the best teams in the entire state of Michigan, and despite an early loss, they are still among the very best in the state of Michigan. This week's football rankings provided to us by our friends at State Champs. When you look at that top 10, Rob, what do you think?
Well, I've seen Grand Rapids Catholic Central. I saw them at Michigan at the Big House, and they're loaded. They remind me a lot of this DeWitt team. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball. They're not as big up front in their front seven, but they're a very talented football team. We saw MLK. I mean, MLK beat Cass Tech, who we saw last week against Muskegon's a very, very good football team. De La Salle, don't know a lot about. Belleville, they got upset. It was a Churchill, I think. Livonia Churchill upset. You have Chip Valley, they're good at West Bloomfield. The Ron Bellamy, less West Bloomfield. They're solid, so it's really good. And I didn't work my way down there. Was DeWitt even? Thank you, Evan, for giving me the nod. DeWitt was number 10. And well deserved. I think they could play with most of the big boys.
They're proving it tonight, no doubt about that. And Nick Fledger is proving tonight that he is one heck of a football player. He has not been brought down on first contact at all tonight.
No, you're not going to see that very often. He explodes. He's one of those guys that you say plays heavy. When you hit him, he feels heavy. He's not that big. I mean, you look at his measurements, 6 foot 190, solid kid. It's not like he's a 220-pound back, but he plays hard. He plays physical, explodes when he hits you and explodes when you try to tackle him.
Remember here that DeWitt has one timeout left in the 28 seconds. Flegler ran out of bounds on that last play.
Well, people might watch and say, why are they trying to score here? Because down the road, he may be in a game when he gets to the playoffs or whatever, that he's going to have to use a 2-minute drill. And what better way to practice it against an opponent in a real live game? So that's what he's doing with his offense here. It's still the first half, and I feel that score-wise, all is fair in love and war in the first half of a game. Now, the second half, it gets a little bit different. You don't want to be jumping on the pile, so to speak, to a team and rubbing it in and really trying to run the score up. But right now, it's practice time, and I'm not sure what the holdup is by the official. He hasn't started the play clock yet.
I think we had to confirm what
they were short.
The spot was, what down it is. All right, we're all squared away. It's 4th and short. Holtz throws. McIntosh caught. First down and more. Tommy McIntosh inside the 15-yard line.
See if they spike the ball here, Evan. If they get up. I could call a play right here. It's called Tyler Holtz, drop back, scramble around. Your receivers run around, get open, I'll throw it to you. Like the backyard. That's how he can play.
He'll just spike it.
Now,
that was not your Tony Romo moment, though.
No. Huh?
That was not your Tony Romo moment. You wanted the scramble play.
Yeah, well, you still might get the scramble play, so I also, before that, I said he was going to come up and spike the ball, but that's okay. I mean, that's okay. You can listen to me when you feel like it. You pick and choose.
You know, it's just a tough crowd.
No, what I'm
here.
saying is, though, my Tyler Holtz play is, he's a quarterback that sees the field when he scrambles. He's not a quarterback that when he decides to run, just runs. So you got athletes. Send them down the field, tell your lineman, just pass block. If you get beat, just kind of don't go past the line of scrimmage. He will find someone open.
Does DeWitt have another touchdown in the first half? Yes, sir, they do. Tommy McIntosh again. This is like a work of art.
That's beautiful. You took the words out of my mouth. That's pretty. I mean, you got a long, lanky, smooth receiver. You got a quarterback who's throwing seeds. You got a defense that's just trying to hang on right now, and he just runs a skinny post from the left slot. Look at this. This ball is just zip, zip, and right there, and he grabs it. I love it. He's a grabber of the ball. I'm telling you, I love it. With the gloves they have nowadays, obviously it's easier because they're so sticky, but that kid has really good fundamentals. That kid being Tommy McIntosh.
Brandon Soltis and that right leg have been working in the first half. How about 49 plus one more? 50 for DeWitt in the first half. That is a burger in the first 24 minutes. Make sure to stick around to the half as Brooke Fletcher is going to take a deeper dive into how this DeWitt Panther football program was finally able to get their first state title last year after so many years of coming up close. That's coming up at half as DeWitt takes center stage. 40-30, the win for the Panthers against the River Rouge Panthers in the Division III state championship game last year. That's Bryce Debri rumbling for a touchdown at Ford Field. And that is a program that had been waiting for that moment for a lifetime.
Only one thing wrong with that picture. No people.
Right.
I mean, you finally get there in this community. If anyone's going to take the buses and the cars and pack that stadium on their side, the DeWitt side, it would be this community. As we saw how they turned out here today, and it was a shame that when they finally do get there, the townspeople couldn't come and enjoy it. But this year, if they can do it again, should be able to attend the game, and hopefully we'll have people at the state championships over Thanksgiving weekend with Bally Sports, as they do such a great job year after year, carry the high school football finals.
We'll see if we have DeWitt once again on Thanksgiving weekend. Tonight has been one heck of a performance. Another solid return for Grand Ledge. They have just been making an absolute living on this. That's Caden Walsh.
Well, we put up their possessions and their touchdown drive. We said that was perfect. But every coach can tell you he can find something in the game. When I guarantee what Rob Zimmerman's found in this game is we need to work on our kickoff coverage because we got beat in that aspect of the game. Now, they've done it a lot, which is good. When you're kicking off a lot, you're scoring a lot. But yeah, they need to tighten that up a little bit. Coach Bry, not the half he was looking for, but as I said earlier on, he's a quality man. He's got the program going. They'll regroup, and no matter how bad this gets, it still counts as one loss, not 2 or 3.
And it will be very interesting for all of us to watch how Grand Ledge plays in the second half with the scoreline the way it is. Look, we said it earlier, when they were down 35-0, they drive down, impressive drive, score a touchdown. It's kind of a cliche, but it's also true. You learn a lot about programs in situations like this, whether you're up big, whether you're down big. We're going to learn a lot about both these teams in the second half, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
We knew entering tonight that DeWitt was one of the top teams in the state, and we also knew that Grand Ledge and their football program are trying to get back to the level they once were. State champions back in 2000. Big chance for them tonight, yeah. Rob, but DeWitt, obviously, maybe this is their best performance of the year, 50 points in the first half.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. You know, the lights are on. You know, Bally comes out here, game of the week, Friday night, homecoming, everyone comes back, and they're really putting on a show and playing extremely well. And next week, we're going to have a game that people might say, well, geez, you know, the records aren't great. We have Lowell and East Grand Rapids. When you talk about the history in the lower Michigan high school football, both those teams in the last couple decades have been pivotal in it. They've had some battles. They've had championships. There have been some great players, which we'll talk about as this game goes on as well.
Pulled downfield, and it's incomplete. Konechny had to play defense and take it away from Bryce Kearns. Homecoming for the DeWitt Panthers. And this has been a treat for us to watch. One of the top teams in the state of Michigan in front of a crowd that we were waiting to see all of last season. They have lived up to the hype.
Yeah, they surely have. And Coach Rob Zimmerman, who we hopefully get Brooke Fletcher can grab on the way out, get a chance to talk to. He's got to be pleased with the way his team has performed, how they came ready to play against an arch rival in Grand Ledge, nearby community, and his team has come to fight. And Brooke Fletcher, you have Coach Zim with you. How does he feel right now?
I'm sure he's feeling good. Coach, great performance from your team on both sides of the ball, but what impressed you most from your team in the first half?
Well, I think we came out with great energy, and we said we had to be very physical, and we certainly were. You know, we're known for throwing the football around, but I thought we ran the ball extremely well. Our guys up front did a great job both sides of the ball.
You're playing with a lot of confidence so far, but what's going to be the message to your team in order to continue that in the second half?
Well, we just got to make sure that we finish. I mean, we'll sit them down and go through that whole thing. Our kids do a pretty good job of understanding what it takes. We want to play a complete game, but we're in a position where we'll start subbing a little bit here before too long.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Evan, back to you.
Brooke, thank you. That is a pleased head coach. How about a 50-point performance in the first half? Rob Zimmerman and the DeWitt Panthers absolutely rolling. Tommy McIntosh and Ty Holtz will give you nightmares on D. And that Panther keeps on breathing fire. It is all DeWitt at half. We're back for more on Bally Sports after this.
Bryce Debri and Ty Holtz with a huge first half. But hey, that didn't stop them from coming out here and celebrating being on the homecoming court. They were alongside with their family, celebrating being on the court. But listen, they were a huge part of that Panthers team last year, making history, bringing home this school's first football state championship. But the road to the championship game wasn't an easy one. They faced a lot of adversity last year and had a long 8-month season. But the Panther pride was too strong to hold this team back. So I had a chance to sit down with some members of that team to talk about their incredible run last season.
The streak is snapped. The state championship trophy is going to DeWitt.
Well, this is our first time here. You were telling me about the fire-breathing Panther. And what is the culture like here at DeWitt, the football culture?
You know, you think of DeWitt and football automatically comes to mind. So the culture is awesome. We always have a huge crowd out here, and obviously the fire-breathing Panther is something that little kids in DeWitt dream of seeing on the field. So it's awesome.
I think the town has been great with everything. I mean, it's very supportive of all of our extracurricular activities, and certainly football is a huge deal in DeWitt, and probably is the last 4 or 5 years as big as it's been, with not only the community being here, but all the extra pieces that are part of our Friday nights.
Holtz setting up a throwback screen, going far side. What a play call. Tommy McIntosh, goodbye.
Last year, not only getting to the state championship game, but winning it. Walk me through what that moment was like for you, winning the state championship.
Yeah, we knew coming into the game that we had the ability to win the game. We knew how good we were as a team, and so we started off fast. We were able to score first and get on the scoreboard, and that was kind of when it clicked, like, you know, we can do this. It was surreal almost, because we've been dreaming about it and talking about it with each other since we were just little kids in elementary school, and so for us to finally be able to go out there and get the win on Ford Field, just as a team and with a bunch of friends that I've been playing with my whole life, it was really surreal, and it was almost like a dream come true. It didn't feel real in the moment.
One of the best moments of my life. Share with the people that we did, our teammates that we're so close with, and the coaches, and for the community. It was really a surreal moment, and something that, you know, everyone who was involved in that won't forget for a long time.
Before the game, we had a send-off, which had more people than I thought were going to be there, and then after the game, we got back, and it felt like the whole city was out at the high school, and there were fireworks and there's music playing. Yeah, wow. there was a fireworks show. I saw people that I hadn't seen in months. Last year, on and off the field, it was really a roller coaster of emotions. So seeing the team come together and stay determined throughout the 8-month season or whatever it was everything. It kept me mentally stable, and it kept the rest of the team, I think, and even the town, you know, they had something to look forward to every Friday, whether they could be here or not.
One of the things that I got asked a lot was, you know, where are you at, like you're saying, and it was a sense of relief, I guess, to be honest, because we had been so close so many times and we hadn't gotten there. And so that was one thing. And then the second thing was how happy I was for our seniors and that team as a whole, I guess, because they had worked so hard and done everything right. And for them to get rewarded with the ultimate trophy, you know, is something that they're obviously never, ever going to forget. And they did everything to get to that point, and they deserved it. So I was just so happy for those kids.
With it being your last year on this football team, I mean, how do you hope to finish your senior year here at DeWitt High School?
I just want to be able to remember it and say that we gave it our all. Our motto this year is leave no doubt. So we just want to go out there and be able to say that we gave it our all and we did that we can. And I believe if we do that, we have the capabilities of winning the state championship again.
Yeah, I had a chance to sit down and talk with these guys earlier this week, like you saw in the piece, and you can just tell how focused they are to get back to that championship game. And like Bryce said, they feel like they're equipped enough to do it, but the key for them is just to take one game at a time, and if they do that, they know they can be back at Ford Field. But hey, they're playing like they can get back to Ford Field, and they're putting on quite a performance here on homecoming night at DeWitt Memorial Stadium. But guys, we have a lot more coming your way because we have the DeWitt Band performance coming up next. Stick around. And there's Mario Del Rio. He's a lineman for DeWitt, just jamming away on the guitar for this band's performance. This band is led by director Mike Norman, and this year's theme is Throwback to the 70s. So let's take a listen, shall we? incredible performance from this DeWitt band. It's been an incredible night so far here at DeWitt Memorial Stadium, but guess what? We have a lot more coming your way. There's the homecoming king right there looking happy. Stick around. We've got an exciting slate of games on the calendar for Football Fridays as the calendar gets set to turn to October. Let's take a look. Friday, October 1st, we have Lowell at East Grand Rapids. On October 8th, Caledonia at Rockford. October 15th, Exisville, Garber at Frankenmuth. The following week, Southfield A&T at River Rouge. And then playoffs. First week of playoffs will be the last week of October. Lots of great games on deck for this month. You can catch all of those games at 7 p.m. on Bally Sports and the Bally Sports app. Guys, it's homecoming. There's the homecoming court right there, and we're trying to find the king and queen, and hopefully we'll have an interview with them. There they are. Look at that crown and that sash and that outfit. I can't wait to learn more about that when we come back.
Football Fridays on Bally Sports are brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family, not just the name of our company, but the way that we do business. By your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Figer Law. Nobody knows the law like we do. Figer Law. How can you not love the hallways decorated for homecoming at DeWitt High School? And my goodness, what a performance. Panthers 50, Grand Ledge Comets 8 at the half. The 4th annual Legacy Senior All-Star Game will be hosted this upcoming November 28th in Brighton at the Legacy Center Sports Complex. And the event will once again be televised on Bally Sports Detroit. 80 of Michigan's best graduating seniors from across our great state will strap on their helmets for the final time and showcase their skills for a statewide audience. Nominations are open and will be taken online at legacyfootball.com or .com. Click the homepage and click the nomination link. Selection to be announced in early November. Excited for that event coming up end of November, right after the state championship games at Ford Field. We may see DeWitt there on the way they're playing tonight on homecoming night. Brooke Fletcher standing by with the homecoming king and queen here at DeWitt High School. That is going to be fun to listen to. Come on back right after the break. We're back in DeWitt, and part of the fun of our Bally Sports Detroit Football Fridays is we get to see things like this. Brooke Fletcher is standing by with the homecoming king and queen for DeWitt High School. This is going to be fun to listen to.
Yeah, Evan, I'm here with the king and queen. I mean, clearly they're happy. We're having a good time. You guys, just moments ago, the announcements were made. Kind of describe what you were feeling in that moment when they called your name.
Well, he got called first, so you go first. It's been a childhood dream of mine. My babysitter was on homecoming court, and that moment I decided I wanted to be just like her, and I'm here.
Your babysitter, so is she in the crowd tonight? Did she watch it? Your babysitter, do you still keep in touch with her? Does she know that you won?
I'll tell her tomorrow.
Okay. Sonny, what was your reaction?
I honestly didn't believe it. I started shaking really bad. I was like, no way. Like, I always doubted, but I was like, oh my goodness. It just like was like a rush. It was like a rush of excitement, and I just like felt like everything paused. Like, I mean, like the inspiration for us to both be here, like we're representing like everybody who's like never gotten a chance before, like, you know, all the people who get left out, and like, you know, and so like we're up here like representing those people, so it was like amazing to feel like, oh my goodness, like for once, you know, like changing it up, but it felt so amazing. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's incredible. Well, you know, there were a lot of people that were on this court, but there's a lot of things that go in to being on the homecoming court throughout the week. Can you give us a little insight on what all you guys did throughout this week being on court?
We had to like dress up every day for you know, like the spirit days, and I mean that's all we really like had to do. I know that we had to take a couple pictures, like you know, post on the Instagram and stuff, and other than that, I mean, we just kind of had to walk around with our sash all day, pulling it up and whatnot, and you know, we have a little embarrassment, but yeah, other than that, it's just, you know, the old tradition stuff. So
how was being in the homecoming court? I mean, on the homecoming parade today?
The parade was surreal. Sitting next to my best friend, just
taking in the moment. Once again, like I said, growing up watching these people in the cars, you just want to be just like them. And it was honestly, it was our Disney movie moment.
Wait, you guys are best friends? And you guys both won? What? What are the chances of that happening? That's incredible. So what does it mean to you to share this with your best friend?
It means the world. It literally means the world. I mean, we even wore the matching shoes.
I know. Listen, I gotta ask about these outfits because Mason, we spotted that outfit from a mile away because you guys are working it. Tell me what inspired your outfit tonight, Mason.
Our homecoming theme is "There's no place like homecoming," and we decided to dress as Dorothy and the Cowardly Lion.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, we just he was like, I'm gonna do Dorothy. Like, let's do the the red slippers. Let's do that. And then I was like, oh, I want to match you. And I was like, no, let's do the lion. Like, like this tan and the red. And so then we just ended up, pulling it off.
Well, you guys look great, and hey, it was meant to be, right? Well, congratulations, Sonny and Mason. What an incredible honor, and enjoy the rest of the night, all right? Okay, Evan, I'll send it back to you.
How cool is that? And if I can rock a turtleneck like Mason can someday, I will be a very happy man. That is a well-dressed individual, and I'm quite jealous. All right, let's get back to football now after all the homecoming excitement here in DeWitt. And look, the football team, Rob, has given everybody here a lot of excitement because they are scoring points left, right, and center so far tonight.
Coming in, and we saw that demonstrated in the first half, the ability to run the game, run the ball, and they did a nice job early on. And Coach Zimmerman really set the tempo, being physical up front with that big offensive line, running the ball, using the physical running ability of Flegler as well, as we see him going to the end zone here. And then they incorporated the pass. Once they got Grand Ledge pulled up a little bit, and then they used the talents of Tommy McIntosh, getting past the secondary and then just basically running away from the secondary, and the ability of Ty Holtz handing the ball off there. You see the Bryce Debri, but the ability of Ty Holtz to extend plays when there was pressure by Grand Ledge, which was their goal in that half, was to try to pressure him. He was able to make plays. And Grand Ledge trying to come back a little bit late, and Foster does a nice job here of fighting Tommy McIntosh for the ball, and he gets it and makes the play. But then once again, you just see an answer each and every time that when Grand Ledge could do anything. DeWitt was more than willing, led by that young man, Ty Holtz, throwing the football to Tom McIntosh. And it's just really, really a half that you don't get to see as much as a player or a broadcaster as a coach very often when a team hangs half a century.
Yeah, when you score 50, that's going to be our Menards big money moments. And the stats kind of tell the story. Look, great passing for DeWitt, nearly equal rushing the football, nearly 400 total yards of offense in the first half. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, they did everything right offensively, but it started with the play calling, and it starts in the youth programs. And I alluded to that earlier. Coach Zimmerman has this whole community involved in their football program. And when you got these towns like DeWitt or Lapeer or a Newberry or wherever, different small towns in the state, when you still have the whole community behind and you can get all the young people involved in your youth football programs and you get them to buy in at a young age, that's what he's done here, and it's paying dividends now.
This program in DeWitt had everything accomplished except a state title. They got it last year, and they're going for back-to-back trips this year. Grand Ledge, Rob, the scoreline for people just tuning in, they'd rightly assume that DeWitt has played very well, and this big crowd is loving that certainly, but also Grand Ledge offensively took a lot of their drives in the first half into DeWitt territory, and how we ended the first half is how we start the second. Really think we're going to learn a lot about this Grand Ledge team, how they perform in the second half with the chip stacked against them.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little bit different because you see right now defensively DeWitt, 3 substitutes in that defensive line. So he's playing some of the 2s now.
Ledge keeps the 1s. Run an option left with Ethan McCartney. And a nice gain on first down. Sets up another first down. Grand Ledge moves the sticks. Keep in mind as well with the scoreline the way it is, we'll have running clock here in the third and fourth quarters unless Grand Ledge gets closer than 35. The clock's only going to stop when we take commercials, Rob. It's nice that we have that power.
Well, right now we're going to get a look at DeWitt. Now we see outside, we see some secondary people that are backups as well. So I'm not sure all the 2s are in because you see Haller now playing a deep safety.
Deep running option. Kolb gains a couple on first down. When you're a quarterback, Rob, and you're running the offense that Grand Ledge is right now, with a lot of fakes, a lot of option, what's the key to running that attack?
Repetition. In practice, in the off season, you don't get better at it during the course of a game. When you're an option team, it's all about timing, execution, hitting with speed, hitting with deception, and that's what you do in the off season. If you can do that, you got a quarterback that's really good with the ball, magician. It can be very effective. We've seen a lot of teams running this pistol triple option.
Drop for Kolb. Incomplete. Trying to hit McCartney on the wheel route. Ethan McCartney is one of those guys that you love in high school football. 5'6", 155, and he ends the game with a lot of grass stains on that white jersey, man.
Well, he's not far from it at 5'6". It doesn't take him long to fall.
I mean, you said it. You said it, not me.
Okay.
You said it, not me. I'm 5'9.5". I tell people I'm 5'10". I try to avoid height jokes. I am not vertically blessed, so I just stay away.
But McCartney does have the speed. We've seen him a couple times get down the edge on some go routes where the ball was just overthrown, where it looked like it was going to be a big play. And that time Kolb just takes it and tucks it, keeps it on the option. You know, you wonder who runs this. Coach got this from Muskegon. Coach Fairfield and Coach Koziak at Mona Shores both run the pistol triple option. It's a veer option game. Obviously, they're newer in the development of it, them being Grand Ledge. You don't see quite the execution, quite the speed and quickness. But it's one of those type of offenses that you got to get in your youth program. And as I said, you got to get the young kids doing it so they can get quicker at it and the timing gets better.
Fourth down. Kolb's got the first down. Andrew Konechny, big gainer. Got down just shy of the 25. Andrew Konechny, another big body at 6'4". 4 touchdowns on the season entering tonight. Moving the sticks here on fourth down.
It's just a little dig route. Konechny's lined up at the left tight end spot, and he runs a 10-yard out and just sheds a few tackles. And finally, you see Haller coming up, making the play, getting them out of bounds. But a nice job. And like I said, I think you had about 50% starters in there. Some starters are in different positions now for DeWitt.
Kolb trying to take advantage. Incomplete, just past the diving, outstretched arms of McCartney. That jersey's getting dirtier.
Yeah, but you know, nice job at McCartney that time. That ball was thrown over the wrong shoulder, or he ran his route too far to the inside. But he makes a late adjustment on a pretty flat throw, and you see him looking in. He's able to turn his head and almost make an unbelievable catch.
He had to turn his head one way, turn it back the other way, nearly made the play. He's used to turning his head like that, chasing after balls. He's an outfielder in baseball. Have your head on a swivel when you're man in the outfield. Incomplete again. Kolb's just been errant on a lot of plays like that. Short rolls toward the sideline.
You know, people don't understand. That's a hard throw. It really is, because the running back is going away from you and kind of flat. The flat pass. It's easier when they run kind of where they look back in. When they run to the side, but they're looking inside. That's an easier throw. When they run a little bit of an arrow route, that's a tough throw, and they've been unable to connect on. That's probably 4 or 5 times where they got a little bit of space. Going to be maybe a 5-6 yard gain, just unable to complete the pass. Execution's not there.
He dropped for Kolb. Check it, that's a new quarterback into the ball game for Grand Ledge. Nathan Drosty, the backup, is in. And DeWitt realized that, called the timeout. Nathan Drosty, the senior quarterback, into the game, and DeWitt wanting to make sure they've got all their T's crossed and I's dotted here. We're back to DeWitt after this. Third down scenario for Grand Ledge. Kolb looking down the middle, incomplete again. That's behind Sean Foster, who has the touchdown today for the Comets.
Yeah, can you hear me?
And it's going to be fourth down for Grand Ledge. Another trip, Rob, deep into DeWitt territory, but they've only scored once this evening.
Yeah, it seems that DeWitt defense kind of tightens a little bit as they get pushed down inside their own 40-yard line. The passing game, you can tell this is not a team that throws the ball all the time. They've been forced to throw because of the huge lead. This is a run offense that uses play action off the option to get teams with big chunk passes. I mean, they average 23 yards a completion coming into this game. So those are chunk plays, but tonight it's been a struggle.
I have to throw it again on 4th and long. Incomplete. Looking for Teddy Williams. That thing busted up. Nice play, Brody Barner.
Couple nice plays in this drive that Brody Barner has done a good job of locating the quarterback, watching his eyes, and then breaking on the football and becoming an athlete. Look at that. I like that. Don't just wait and let the guy catch it in front of you. You go get the ball, you attack it, you strip it and rip it, and that's what Brody did.
Giving up a lot of height to Teddy Williams. That's a big man. Teddy's 6'6". Barner listed at 6'1". And now we get this sometimes, Rob. Late in the game, your team's up by a lot. You're trying to get in the backups, and you got to make sure they're in the huddle.
It's a little disjointed. I think officials might cut them a little bit of slack on the play clock for the fact that they understand that coach is trying to get more bodies in. And now we got to, this is why you put the roster up on the wall. Because there can be some numbers that we're not used to. Now, some of the offensive linemen are still into the starters.
Bryce Kearns, the normal wide receiver, now in a quarterback. And on cue, he drops the snap.
You know what?
That's what happens when you bring a new guy in late in the game.
You know what? But that's no excuse. And Coach Zimmer is going to be just not happy. He's going to tell these kids, we give you reps in practice. You need to execute. We get you in there. You're one play away from playing for us. You know, we lose our quarterback, somebody gets injured, you're going to be in there. So this is time for you to execute, to get better, to practice.
Well, look, Rob, that's the old cliche, but it's true, right?
Very true.
Ty Holtz gets hurt. Guess what? Bryce, you're in, man. You give it up here, and DeWitt will gain a few more, setting up a 3rd down. These are the moments where you feel great for the guys on the field, the guys who are on the practice squads, in practice, the guys who are working hard all week. Guess what? You get to play in front of a huge crowd on homecoming night. These moments mean as much to the guys on the field right now as anyone in this stadium because they have worked hard and deserve it.
It's an opportunity to get better, create depth for your roster. That's what Rob Zimmerman, head coach, understands. And it's also for Coach Joseph Bry on the other side, it's time to get his kids, see who's still going to play hard. Who's going to fight to the end and who's going to kind of roll up. And so coaches are always evaluating.
Burns on 3rd and 7, has an open man for a 1st down and more. Ryan McKinney, a shifty move to move the sticks. They just get guys moving and sliding like that on grass fields like this.
Sorry, Evan, but they just roll one athlete after another. Now, this is not a bad throw either. This is the future throwing the football. And he finds McKinney. Look at a little shallow cut. He's able to make the defender miss and get a 1st down. If he gets tackled, he's going to be short. Instead, they retain the ball, and this guys in the huddle saying, thanks. We get to stay out here now. We get to keep playing.
Credit to Nate Edmond as well for making the tackle. It's been a tough night for Grand Ledge, but tip your cap to that senior. He works hard every single night. Tabor up the middle. Leading tackler on defense at linebacker, getting some run at running back here in the 3rd quarter.
And the linebackers in the secondary, you start talking about Blue and McCartney, Deep and Walsh and Foster, but Reynolds and Edlin have done a good job. The problem is they're making the tackles 6-8 yards down the field in the run game. You like to get a little more help from the front, but you know, Stocker, Beatty, Raymond, Cordo, and Williams, it's been a tough goal for that defensive front.
Early, DeWitt made it the game plan to run it on DeWitt on Grand Ledge. See if they could stop it. The Comets couldn't. Another run. Brock Soseby up the middle. Just shy of the 1st. 5'8" junior, Brock Soseby. Getting a carry, making it 3rd down and short. Grand Ledge, a team that started 4-0, one of their best starts in a long time. In a fall to 4-1 tonight. Showed you their upcoming schedule earlier. Still some tough tasks ahead for the Comets. East Lansing and Holtz still on the schedule. First down and more. Landon Tabor tackled by the shoe tops as he crosses the 40.
Now Tabor's not coming in this game fresh either, people. And let's remember, he plays on the defensive side of the football, Landon Tabor, so he's played the entire game defensively now, but he's got fresh legs for his running back. They're giving Bryce Debri a break. And now we're also seeing a few new bodies up front defensively for the Comets as well. Number 9 I see in the game here. That's Riley McCracken.
Fresh faces on both sides. Tricky little play that's working out well. Ryan McKinney lowering the shoulder to get the first down. Fire up the bench. That's what's so cool about moments like this, right? Everybody on the bench, the guys who have been playing all night, well, now they get to watch big runs like this coming right into your living room.
Well, they're all classmates, they're all friends, they practice together every day, and all of a sudden you see a young man who's getting an opportunity, and he lowers his shoulders a little bit, lowers his shoulder, and makes a nice driving run on that play. Yeah, you're happy for them. You know that they've done everything you've done. They just haven't had the opportunity to play on the field as much. So when they get an opportunity to play, you're happy. It's a good thing.
Rob Zimmerman is a coach's coach. He is going to watch that film and find things that he can critique. But up here in the booth, it's tough to find many things to critique. One of the best teams in the state has proven it in front of an audience tonight. To the 4th we go from DeWitt. What a night for Bryce Debri. A pick, a couple of touchdowns on the ground, but this guy is multi-talented. What a night for him. Part of the Red Sea with that touchdown run back in the first quarter. One-handed pick. The athleticism on full display for the senior, whose brother Andrew was a superstar on this DeWitt team last year. And Debri pounded it in for another touchdown. This guy's multi-talented, and Brooke Fletcher's got more.
Yeah, he's talented on the football field, but he's actually very musically inclined. In fact, so inclined that he's been in DeWitt's musicals over the last few years. As a sophomore, he was Troy Bolton in High School Musical. Last year, he was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. And this year, he's the lead in Les Mis. Now, you'd imagine it'd be tough balancing both football and the musical, right? Well, Bryce said, hey, it's been difficult, but he's been able to manage. He practices his lines at school, and after practice, he even gets his teammates to help with his lines from time to time. But I was wondering if he sings around the locker room, but Coach says it's a no-go for him. He doesn't sing much, but he can convince him to sing happy birthday to his teammates sometimes, you guys.
Brooke, that is fantastic. Now, before the game, when we found this out, I was trying to get Rob Rubick to sing We're All in This Together with me, but apparently he forgot the words.
No, I'm horrible. I feel I can do a lot of things in this world. Singing or playing a musical instrument are two that I cannot do. I sing so bad, people think I'm trying to sound bad, like I'm making it up. That's how bad I sing.
So you're not going to be on TikTok anytime soon, is what you're saying. No singing, no dancing? Do you have any idea what that is?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that answers my question. Dive into the end zone. Landon Tabor, touchdown. DeWitt Panthers rolling on a Friday night.
Well, we talked about Tabor's defensive prowess in the first half. The second half, it's been his running ability with the second group, getting some help by his offensive line. And you're going to see here, once again, it's just a huge hole opens up inside. Doesn't get touched, literally till about the 2-yard line. He breaks an arm tackle, gets in the end zone, and gets a 50-point lead here. What is it, 48? Won't get to 50 on this one, but a 50-point lead is even a different running clock. I mean, you could take a timeout, and it'll run through the timeout. And I think it's a good rule. I really do. I don't think the kids in high school should be getting beat by 60 and 70 points, so this takes care of that.
Tough night for Grand Ledge. DeWitt has just been operating from the word go. Landon Tabor, his first touchdown of the year, and he puts an exclamation point on it with a dive. All DeWitt on homecoming. What a night for the DeWitt Panthers. Homecoming going according to plan. High school football fans, join us again next week. Football Fridays continuing here on Bally Sports. We're heading back to the west side of the Mitten for a battle of familiar foes. East Grand Rapids hosting Lowell for the 53rd meeting between the rivals. Kickoff at 7 from Memorial Stadium in Grand Rapids. Rob, looking ahead to next week, what do you think?
Well, both teams aren't having the year they like to have. They're both in a rebuilding program. You know, Peter Sturzman left East Grand Rapids when they really were doing well, and had all the Grady's coming through there, and they had the guy for the Red Wings, the hockey player, Glenn Dennings, and then one went to Hillsdale, had a nice career. And they really had a roll. Now, Peter went to Hope and has done a nice job there. So they really haven't gotten back to where they want to be. And Lowell, the same. They had the Dean boys go through, Mark Catlin and Nickel, the quarterback that went to Michigan State and that being a wideout. But these are two proud programs, and the atmosphere is still going to be outstanding as we go there and present high school football. And that's, you know, we see the kick return here. Returning the ball. That was Walsh, I think, Caden Walsh, returning it out to about the 35, 40-yard line, where they've done the entire night. But Keith Nickel, the former quarterback, and he went to Michigan State, became a wideout. A lot of history goes into this game, and I really like that Bally's going there because, you know, it's easy covering just the teams that are 4-0, 5-0 matchups every week. But there was no high school football being carried during the glory years of those two programs. So it's nice to go there and see how these communities rally behind the team, not only when they're doing well, but when they're struggling in the season.
Ethan Drosty, a great catch on the high snap. And look at him wiggle and shake. Ethan Drosty into the open field. The senior quarterback won't go down. That's the play of the night for Grand Ledge.
It really is. A nice job by Drosty, making something really out of nothing. Initially, it looked like it wasn't going to be much of a gain, but he decides that, you know, this game isn't over for him. He's trying to play. He's trying to earn more minutes at a quarterback spot. A nice cutback, how he goes against the grain. All the defense is pursuing one way. He cuts back against it. And now for a good job of fighting off the block by Chase Williams, he's probably going to score.
5'10" senior, right-handed pitcher, shortstop in baseball. What a play that was. Now he's going to the air, down the middle, and too tall for Teddy Williams. That doesn't happen often. Teddy 6'6".
That's no teddy bear. No, that's a big man. I saw him. We were down in the field. We were shooting the open before the game, and they're warming up behind us. I looked at him. That is a college body. 6'6", 225 pounds. He moves pretty well. He plays him wide out here, but that will not happen at the next level for Teddy. When he goes on to play college, he's going to be a tight end.
And I'm going to tell you some news that'll shock you. Teddy also plays basketball.
Yes. And you can't coach 6'5", 6'6".
No, you can't coach height. Sean Foster makes the catch. Sean's got the Grand Ledge touchdown tonight. Going to be a third down coming for the Comets. Rob, I want to go back to what you were talking about a few minutes ago and what's so great about our Football Friday series on Bally Sports this fall, leading all the way up until the state championship games. It's just such an excellent chance to showcase so many communities around our state. Been to Traverse City, DeWitt this week. We're going back to the west side next week. Just so many great communities that we get to show off in this amazing state of ours.
Yeah, hats off to Bally's for doing this. I really think, you know, the ratings, the volume of fans they get that watch this may not compare to a Red Wings or a Pistons game, but the loyalty and the love of their sport will rival anything. They are a very devoted group of fans, and we see it from all over the state here. As we're going to take a look at the upcoming schedule here that Bally's going to offer for the remainder of the season, how we will touch different parts of the state.
First down for Grand Ledge, trying to get another touchdown on the board late. Drosty, time, rolling left, throwing to the end zone for a touchdown. They finally got Ethan McCartney a touchdown.
And Drosty did a good job. He looked like his opposing quarterback on that one, where Tyler Holtz has done a good job of scrambling, extending the play. At that time, Drosty did it. He rolled to his left, kept extending the play. He wants to go right. He drops back. Nothing there. He's going to roll to the left. That's a long time to be covering. And McCartney, who we know can run, and I said earlier, he's got good speed, was able to just keep working across the field. Quarterback works away. You work to him as a receiver. It's a rule that he followed, and it paid off for a touchdown.
What a drive by Nathan Drosty, the senior backup quarterback coming into the game and leading a touchdown drive. McCartney just caught the touchdown and holds the PAT that Christian Legal knocks through. Joe Bry was very happy entering tonight Christian Legal is also on the soccer team. No soccer game tonight, so they could get him playing football tonight and kicking the PATs. The Grand Ledge Comets are going to lose tonight, but they're fighting hard down the stretch. A senior throwing a touchdown to another senior. Ethan McCartney hauls it in. All right, we're back in DeWitt where the Panthers have put on a show against the Grand Ledge Comets tonight. Here's our upcoming schedule for Football Fridays on Bally Sports. Rob, we've got some excellent games coming up the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, we go west. You see head west, Young Man, Lowell, East Grand Rapids, and Caledonia and Rockford. Coach, the quarterback Ahern for Rockford.
Yeah.
Zach Ahern, he's a baller, big, tall, fast, athletic kid. He's got
Top
Rockford on top of the food chain,
Rockford,
right?
yeah.
Top of the food chain, #1 in the state. And then we go up to Frankenmuth. I'm hoping to get that game because I know that Bally's will definitely spring for a chicken dinner at Zender's. I know you're a Bavarian guy, but I'm a Zender's guy. And I talked too much about chicken. I didn't get to the last two games, but it's Southfield A&T, right, against the Rouge, who had a championship game against this DeWitt Panther team last year, which DeWitt came out on top. So there's a lot of good football ahead.
Kick popped up. Legal sends it toward the middle of the field, and the front line of DeWitt falls on the football. That's Dylan Adkins falling on the ball. You alluded to that upcoming game we'll have, Southfield A&T against River Rouge in a few weeks. And River Rouge, the team that DeWitt beat in the state championship last year, they are just part of an absolutely loaded field in Division III.
Yeah, toughest division. I mean, you have Muskegon, right, as well in Division III. You have Martin Luther King, who might, it's hard to say this DeWitt team wouldn't be the favorite as returning champions, but King is loaded as well with a lot of good players. It's really a tough division to be in right now. You look at Division I think is actually a softer division this year. There's really no one, Rockford's kind of trying to separate themselves in Division I. I know Grand Blanks made some noise in the Flint area. They're pretty good this year as well. Davison is down this year, so they're not going to be a factor. Catholic Central, so-so. They've won some games. I don't think their schedule has been what it could. It doesn't, I think, prepare them for the Division I playoffs. It's going to get tougher, though. You get deeper in the Catholic League, you're going to get a chance at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, correct? They're solid, and De La Salle looks like they're pretty good. So it's going to get tougher down the road for CC, and we'll find out if they're for real. I just think that Division III right now is the one that hopefully I get to call. I know you got it last year, but hopefully I get it this year. Maybe you and I would do it. So we'll see.
Rob, I will not turn down that game. I will not turn down that game. I admire your tenacity and openly campaigning for which game you want to call live on air.
I have no shame. When you're my age, you have no shame. You've lost that over the years.
All right, second and long for DeWitt. Bryce Curran still in the game, the backup QB. Giving on a run to the right side. Cutting back, Brandon Troy, a 5'8" junior with a few for DeWitt. Big reason why the Panthers have put up so many points tonight. Well, they've got one of the best players and wide receivers in the state of Michigan. Tommy McIntosh has been a star. Tonight we've seen Antonio Gates Jr. on our Football Fridays. We've seen Lynn Weichel. We're going to see Davon Young and Jalen Holly match up against one another. We've seen Jameel Gardner with Cass Tech as well. That is a lot of talented guys who are going to star at the next level.
Yeah, I had a chance to call the game Antonio Gates Jr. did for Dearborn Fordson when they played Canton. Way better than I thought. I don't know what I was going to see, but what I liked about him is very few kids at this level have is it looks like he's running fast and the ball's thrown. He's like, oh, it's going to be too far. All of a sudden that overdrive kicks in and he goes and gets it. He has that next gear speed, grabs the ball in his hands. When he plays and he wants to play, he is formidable.
And a different body type than his dad, of course, the tight end Antonio Gates.
Antonio was a little soft.
Procedure on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
He was a basketball player. He was a little soft, but when he went to the NFL, they used him. Yeah, I'm not
Did you just call an NFL Hall of Famer soft?
He was a little soft. Travis Kelce's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday. He's a little soft. George Kittle, he'll
you could say that about Travis Kelce. I'm not saying that to his face.
No, he doesn't want to put his hand in the dirt. He's going in as a tight end. Put your hand in the dirt, double down, decleat linebackers. Watch George Kittle play. Don't get me started now. George Kittle's the best tight end in the NFL, not even close. Well, Gronk in his prime was, but that's a physical play. And you know what? Ryan McKinney has really had a nice second half here. He's been the playmaker. He's replaced Nick Fledger, and Tommy McIntosh is the go-to guy in this second string offense here. He's helped move the sticks. We get another look as he catches the ball. And this is about the second or third time that after he's got the ball in his hands, he's lowered the shoulder and he's delivered the blow.
What he's doing right now allows Rob Zimmerman this week in practice to go, let's get Ryan involved. Let's get him rolling, right? And that's why these moments in a ball game are so valuable. A senior Ryan McKinney, who really isn't on your depth chart, is earning his way further. And in Tabor, the junior, who scored on the last drive, gets a few more yards here.
Yeah, that's a great point, Evan. But, you know, he's a senior. McKinney's a senior, so this is his last year. But you know right now, if you get an injury, somebody can't go, you get into the playoffs, or somebody has to miss a couple games, you're confident he's going to go in and he's going to produce. He's going to play. Is he at the same level as McIntosh or Fledger? Probably not. But that drop down you thought you might experience might not be that bad because of what he's getting done here tonight and in future games that DeWitt has in hand.
DeWitt was up 35-0 early in the second quarter. Just a night where their offense was rolling. To Grand Ledge's credit, we've said it throughout this broadcast tonight, Rob, they had some drives time after time that went into DeWitt territory, and you don't want to marginalize a game. You don't want to make it as simple one way or the other, but DeWitt made the winning plays when they had to. I, again, keep going back to that sequence in the first half. Yeah. Grand Ledge thinks they've scored a touchdown on a kick return. It's ruled out at the 45, but on the very next play, they throw a pick. DeWitt goes down and scores, and they're up 14-0.
And one play can change the game. I think if this team plays 10 times, I think DeWitt's going to win 10. Don't get me wrong. But if that play changes and it is a touchdown, this game might end up being a 42-21 game. But the way it happened is it seemed to take the air out of the sails, and before you knew it, things got away on them. And DeWitt really has been the superior team here for 90% of this game.
There's Ryan McKinney again.
Yeah, and Coach Bry, though, hat off him. His kids are still playing hard. And as I said, they're going to have success. They shouldn't win games in the Lansing area yet.
All right, here's the upcoming schedule for DeWitt. About to move to 4-1. Going to Okemos next week. Lansing Everett the week after that. Waverly, Stevensville, Lakeshore.
I don't know much about Lakeshore, but the other three are going to be wins, and they're going to probably a good chance it could be running time wins for DeWitt. Lakeshore, I don't know much about. I'd have to research that a little bit. So they're looking at probably heading into the playoffs at 8-1, and teams will look at that and say, well, they had one loss, but Portland really played the perfect game, and DeWitt didn't play their best, and that's why it's a great learning experience, and that's what Coach Zimmerman said is for us, when it happened that time of the year, it didn't happen in the playoffs. It's just a loss, but it made our kids understand you can't just show up and get wins. You have to show up and play.
I was so impressed by his answer when we asked him, what'd you learn about your team? He said, honestly, that we didn't freak out. Okay, we lost. We had mistakes that we had to correct. We have, and this may be their most complete performance of the year. This is a score against an undefeated team in Grand Ledge that was scoring darn near 45 points per game.
Yeah, I'll get you there.
A few more snaps to go for Bryce Kearns. Plowing ahead for a couple of yards. That's a Grand Ledge sandwich, bringing down Brock Sosaby.
So you had an opportunity it took you into the fold. Did you like that before the game? Went up, talked to Coach Zim again today. We had him in the Zoom, but I went up, talked to him, and I brought you with me. And you got to listen to the coach speak a little bit. Did you like that?
I did.
You know, you play-by-play guys, y'all look good. You have the nice hair and stuff, but sometimes X's and O's. But Coach Zim, isn't he great to talk to?
Well, he is. And, Rob, you're talking to someone who used to run Tight T36 WAM for Coach Tom Mack.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
So
I did some of your games. I did a
O's.
lot of your state championship games, and not a lot of prep work for those games.
Yeah, well, it's run left, run right. Every once in a while, 36 wham pass, okay? Every once in a while, we would slip one in.
But you were physical, and whatever you were doing was working, because Coach Mack had his teams there almost every year.
Oh, my goodness. It was really an honor to be part of a program like that, and it's an honor for all these kids who are playing in programs like DeWitt, Grand Ledge. Even with the score the way it is, they're going to remember 30, 40, 50 years from now playing in environments like this, big crowd, Friday night on TV. The scoreline will fade. They'll hold these memories forever.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully we represented both schools well here tonight. And the fact that Bally Sports has decided to do this, I think, is just incredible. I wish it had it around back in the day when I was in high school. And for these kids now that Bally's willing to go around the state and invest in the production of these games and doing a really good job, hopefully. Obviously, we can only do what we do, but as far as the camera work and the people in the truck and the producers and directors, I think it's top notch, and hopefully the people of Michigan appreciate that, how lucky they are that they have a big time network like Bally's doing this for them.
Really our treat to cover events like this. And tonight, you come at the King, you best not miss. DeWitt is the reigning state champs in D3. They rolled Grand Ledge tonight. This Grand Ledge program is going to be very good very soon. Enter tonight 4-0, but tonight DeWitt just too much. That Panthers offense, we said it all night, we'll say it one more time. They're a rocket ship.
Yeah,
man.
they truly are. Balanced, though. I just come back to that. The fact, the way they came out running the football, having success, and then when they decided to throw the ball, Grand Ledge was right for the picking because they had come up in the run so much and they've been already trying to stop and successful. DeWitt running it. They just went up over the top quickly.
What a night for the DeWitt Panthers. Ty Holtz, Bryce Debri, the two senior stars, standing by with Brooke.
Yeah, I'm here with the 2 stars now. Guys, after a win like this, we have to, well, we are in, this is the second time this has happened to me, you guys.
Brooke, I don't know if Brooke's ever been stood up like that before.
I swear, I have the worst luck with this.
These guys are going to go home.
I have the worst luck with this.
Brooke,
They're singing the fight song, you know, I understand. This is a huge win. People just don't like me, apparently. It's fine. It's homecoming. They got to go celebrate with their team. We'll let them do that. We'll see if they come back this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go to a quick break, and maybe...
they're coming back,
Brooke. We're not going to a break, you guys. They're coming back. They always come back, don't they? They always come back. I just want to let you guys know, that's the second time it's happened to me. You guys getting left in the middle of the interview. It's not about me, though. It's about you guys and your stellar performance here tonight. How would you describe the emotions after a big win like this?
It was awesome. You know, obviously it's homecoming, so the whole city's here. And going out there and playing like that on both sides of the ball, it was awesome.
Bryce, when you look at that scoreboard and you see 57 points, how was this team able to do that tonight?
Oh, my gosh, it's unbelievable. And 50 of it was in the first half. So it just really shows the grit and the physicality of our guys, and it really showed today.
I mean, you had a great game, but Ty, how would you describe the chemistry between you and your playmakers here tonight?
It's something that's been growing since 4th grade. So being out there with my guys every Friday, or I guess every day in practice too, it pays dividends, obviously. I mean, these guys balled out today.
I mean, you guys came out here and you made a statement. So what sort of message do you want to send after a game like this?
I just want to take it one game at a time. So I really just want to show all the teams that you know, we're not here to mess around.
Oh yeah, we're coming here. We're here to play, and this is not a joke. And I just want to say that we're here. We're here to play.
You guys are very humble, very well spoken here. Now, Bryce, I gotta ask. I mean, I've been talking up your singing skills all throughout the entire broadcast. Is there going to be some singing in the locker room after a big win like this?
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be singing in the locker room for sure after a win like this. Oh, definitely.
What about right now? You did leave me in the middle of the interview. I think you owe me a little singing here.
You told me you wanted
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, go enjoy being with your team. Congratulations, you guys. And Evan, I'll send it back to you.
Brooke, thank you. We all wanted to hear Bryce sing. Maybe he'll sing if they make it to the state championship game. We'll see if we get there. What a night for DeWitt. Congratulations. A homecoming win that we wrap up when you come on back. What a night for DeWitt. On homecoming, they roll 57-15. The Panthers taking down an undefeated Grand Ledge team. This Grand Ledge team is going to be very good down the stretch, but the story tonight, Rob Rubick, these DeWitt Panthers, when they are rolling, they are rolling.
You get a bunch of dedicated kids that are very well coached in a program they've been in for years, and all of a sudden you get some elite athletes amongst those kids. This is what happens. You're able to put up 57 points, 50 of them and a half, and this DeWitt Panther team is far from being heard of for the rest of the season. You're going to hear a lot more.
We may be seeing them at Ford Field in a few weeks. Join us next week when we go to the West Side. East Grand Rapids hosting Lowell for Rivalry Night. Kickoff at 7 on the West Side of Michigan. For Brooke Fletcher, Rob Rubick, producer Brian Henry, director Matt McCullough, I'm Evan Stockton saying so long from DeWitt High. What a night for the Panthers on homecoming. They beat Grand Ledge. Have a great rest of your Friday night.